What up, fam? It's night 2 of the NFL draft. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We got all the reactions for you and every Eagles pick. So let's go.
If you love the Eagles, let me get a hell yeah. You love the Philadelphia Eagles, let me get a hell yeah. Philadelphia!
Philadelphia, how are we feeling? Welcome in, everybody. This is night 2 of the A2D Radio NFL Draft Live Reaction Show. We do it yearly. We're back again, baby. And we're going to talk about everything that happened last night. And obviously, we got 2 Eagles picks. Hopefully 2. We'll see what they decide to do with these picks. But 2 Eagles picks coming up here shortly to discuss, break down, preview on who we think they may take. And obviously, we'll circle back to last night as well. We got Rob Brinkman, Greg Moakovic, Chuck Moranin. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. Come talk to us tonight, baby. Come live reacting with us. We'll get right into the poll question because that's how these shows work. We don't have a lot of stuff to go over. The Eagles should draft a wide receiver somewhere in rounds 2 or 3. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like. More importantly tonight, we're talking about like 23 away from 10K. Hit the subscribe. Comment in. How you feeling about last night? And how you feeling about this poll question? I couldn't disagree more. Like, don't show me your loser organization now. All right, I got 2 show ponies on the outside. That's the last place I need to be looking in rounds 2 or 3. Now, you want to talk to me 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, 7th round? Okay. You try to go find a diamond in a rough? That's where you do that now. You don't pay this you don't allocate this kind of money and say, oh, you know what? Let me draft one in the 2nd round. I don't care I got 2 picks, right? I do not care. You can't run away from how you're built. Round 1, I love it. Well, you've done this offseason. This is the offseason of being different, like we talked about before we even came on. But I can't have you go be stupid different. Like, there's different, and there's trying different things. And then they're stupid. That would be a stupid pick, especially with the run, right? You want to talk to me about a run hasn't gone on here? I mean, there might have been 14 wide receivers already taken over the first 2 nights, and we're just in the 2nd round. We just got here, okay? So, listen, that can wait. That can wait because there's so much elite talent on the board that you can't run from. That's what's going to happen here. You understand? These 2 picks coming up, there's going to be elite first-round talent, per se, or borderline first-round talent still on the board. There just will be because of the runs and stuff, the runs of quarterbacks, the runs of wide receivers. We all know this by now. There's still really good football players and day 1 guys. Not only day 1 draft guys, they should be, but day 1 maybe possible starters or contributors to your football team still left circling around here. So I couldn't disagree more. I mean, that's Madden behavior. Don't tell me. I know this league's built on offense, okay? If this offense right now isn't good enough, everybody gets fired. That's how that works. All right? Unless there's major injuries, everybody's going. I'll get rid of everybody if this offense doesn't work because something that I've got to get rid of myself too because it's loaded, right? We all got to get rid of each other. We're all got to be like, listen, we can't watch anymore. We're not allowed to watch. We have to give ourselves, we're banned 360, 300, whatever. We're banned for the year. Banned for the year. So I disagree. Yeah. We'll get reinstated, but we'll have to serve our time. Serve our time for being idiots and thinking this offense is as loaded as this because it is loaded. So I don't need it. Like, I brought that in this offseason. Like, Devontae Parker's just a guy. But you're talking about a 3rd option. You're talking about a 3rd option, right? Is the KK still here or did he get moved?
No, Paris Campbell.
No, he's
Paris Campbell. That's right. Paris Campbell. Right. Sorry. See, these all right. Paris Campbell. So you've made, but my point is, you brought in 2 low risk, maybe reward guys, not high rewards, but maybe reward guys in a 3 spot. Like, calm down. We're good. Like, you go draft that in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, like we talked about. You don't go do it here. Disagree. Go ahead, please. I just kept talking because whatever.
Who else wants to go?
I'll also disagree. Yeah, I mean, unless there's a guy that falls to you like a Keon Campbell, right, or Ladd McConkey, unless somehow they all fall to you, which they already did. Because they're already drafted, right? Like, unless somebody like legit first round talent drops to you, or is a specimen like Keon Coleman, then you would be intrigued by it. But no, I'm absolutely disagreeing. Stay away. There's other bigger needs that we can go fill. So yeah, absolutely easy disagree.
And real quick, I use one of these picks to come up too, because that's my point about getting a day one talent. Like when you get day one talent, you might have to come up too. So you might not have 2 second-round picks to dabble with. That's how I'm looking at it. The more guys fall, the more I see Howie like not being able to pass up stuff. Like Cooper DeJean's still on the board. All right, like that's a guy that's a safety. I'm just going to riddle everybody that he's a safety. He will be a safety at some point, and you might as well just go make him one right now because he's a day one starter back there too. And I know it's the hardest position to come into the NFL and play is a rookie safety. It's the hardest position to play. There's so much that goes on back there. So much, right? But he's a guy that's so athletically gifted that I think he'd come in and contribute right away. Right, there's my rant. Sorry, there's my rant. Go ahead, Brink. Jocks, whoever.
I mean, there's really only – I mean, we're in a run right here with the receivers. And then obviously like a lot of – things worked out well for the Eagles with 6 quarterbacks, astronomical craziness, 6 quarterbacks going to top 12. Like that's crazy. So like everyone's ripping like so all these guys are falling. There's really only 2 guys on my list here from Monday that it's Malachi Corley and I believe Adonai Mitchell is still on the board. Yes, so if one of those is there at 50 or 53, I'm thinking about it. He's going to move and shake tonight. I don't know what he's going to do. It could go one of 2 ways. There's so much on the board that he can move back and get that 3rd rounder back, or he could move up again. But Cooper DeJean, Edgerrin Cooper, I mean, there's so many guys. And he did a great job last night because I was screaming at the TV like, "Dude, you're at 19 right now. Like, just go up and get one of them corners that you like." And like, I love what they did last night. I mean, I was against trading up to 12 or 13 and giving up all that capital for Arnold or Mitchell, but you didn't have to. Howie was very clever. He realized that the offensive lineman, that he identified the run as being offensive lineman, and he just sat there. So he can just sit there again and just looks like he's going to get a really good player. Really good player. I mean, that Jalen Polk guy just went from Washington, another receiver. There's the big board right now.
It's outlandish. It's outlandish.
Yeah, it's early for my taste.
There's so many bad quarterbacks in the National Football League that teams are saying, all right, I know how we stop this. we just get way too many weapons. You don't know what to do with it. I feel like that's what's happening. Because think about it. I mean, listen, you got to use 2 hands and you're done on really good quarterbacks. Not guys young that you think will be good. Like I'm talking established, really good quarterbacks. You might be able to use 2 hands. You might not even get past the first. Think about that. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
That would just give a lot of wide receivers.
And there's a lot of teams that would be really good if they had a quarterback that was on one of those 2 and don't.
Definitely don't. Yep.
So I am going to disagree with the poll as well. If you had asked me this before the draft started, I would have agreed on certain terms. So I don't like there were certain guys that I felt like if they fell to you, I felt like were too good to pass up. However, it's getting to the point where it's like I don't think so. And then the part of the premise. I'm not gonna say the main premise. So people don't jump down my throat. I said part of the premise was okay. I also want to capitalize on talent just in case AJ Brown isn't here long term. But the fact that we signed AJ Brown to a 3-year extension, I'm like, okay, we have all this allocation financially to the best wide receiver duo in the league. So I love it. So like you said, Tom, you've kind of got to offset that now. You got to balance that out. You have to be like, okay, I can't invest all like these many assets into continuing into the wide receiver position. You got to go cheap and hope you find a diamond in the rough. So I think I think this wide receiver class is deep enough to where if you wait until the 4th round, or maybe like say they don't have a 3rd round pick yet, but say they pull off some type of trade where they trade back and say they get like a late 3rd round pick, like one of the later ones, and say there's a guy that they really like that fell, then sure. But I think very late 3rd round or 4th round at 120, that's where you start looking at a wide receiver ideally, because I think there's a wide receiver that will fall. I think like someone like Brendan Rice, you know what I mean? Someone like another guy that I like is Malik Washington. Those could be like early day 3 guys that are available, and I would love them on this team because you don't have to worry about targeting them because you invested so much in them. You know what I mean? So yeah. I disagree to the poll. I agree with you, Tom. It's just like you've got so many other needs, and I don't like to reach for need, but at the same time, like wide receiver is no longer a dire need, and you're not looking at it long term as much anymore. And this draft class is just as deep. This wide receiver class is deep. Just let it fall to you and find one of those studs that can be a good wide receiver 3. There are going to be several that are there in round 4. There will be.
Yeah, and let me make this clear. Like I'm the guy who will scream from the mountaintops and the rooftops about something simple. Like it's best player available, and that's how you operate. That's a great organization. That's how you're supposed to operate. Right now, that's not always equal, right? Like you might have a franchise quarterback, so you don't go Atlanta Falcons in it and draft another one necessarily. But the point is like it's that next best guy then. Like who's it's not who's the best guy at a position in need. That's not how you operate. It's the best guy now, especially this time in the draft. You know, I think from round 1 all the way through, I'm best player available, and I figure it out from there, right? Because you have control, and there's so much that can happen. Now, I say that, and then say like I'm not going to pass up elite talent, but that would make an elite wide receiver drop to 50. To me to say that like, I have to take it. Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, I'm not a moron. I'm not a moron. Like I know who the big dogs are. Those big dogs are gone.
Yeah, they're gone. I don't.
Right. So there's projects and there's guys who have potential, and that's why you say diamond in a rough type guy. That's what you're hoping for when you. But I don't even smell in the second round because not even need. I think we need to find more talent that's younger to be able to get on the football field, and whatever way we can do that. Right. This team is built up front. It's going to 2 Super Bowls by being built up front. Don't run away from what you do, right? You can use another D tackle. Don't tell me you can't, right? You always use another DN. Don't tell me you can't, because those guys get on the field right away. That's the difference. Yeah, now, like, okay, if it's an offensive guard and it just happens to be the best player on the board, then sure. But I'm not chasing a guard either. I'm not chasing it because it's a need, right? Then if that best player and I'm looking for O-line's a tackle, then that's where we're going. That's how we're going to operate. And I think Howie's done a better job of that. And last thing, I sat on last night's pick. I'm a fan of it. I was a fan of it last night. I have mixed feelings on it, right? Because I was so like right on the napkin, Terry and Arnold, and go to bed, right? I was on the napkin with it because I gave him the jump because of the school he played with or for. Then, I know how good Mitchell is and can be. But the school scares me. Now, obviously Saban said, he's a guy that they tried to get over into the SEC, especially at Bama. But he decided to stay, and I have no problem with loyalty either. So I'm not going to ever crush a kid for being loyal in today's college football world. He's elite talent. He's an elite talent. You just hope that you just hope you didn't mess up. I just hope. I believe in the pick. I like the pick. I do. I'm not saying I don't like the pick by any stretch. I was so stuck on a guy. On a guy.
Eagles just traded up, Tom.
Here we are.
It's got to be Deshaun or one of the linebackers.
Dude, this is Cooper. Go to bed, please. Go to bed. Let's go to bed. This is Cooper, Deshaun, or Edgerrin.
No, DeJean, please.
DeJean, or I told you to me, then it's got to be a guy that had another first round game.
DeJean is the best available on my board.
It's Cooper or Cooper
by far too.
Yes.
I mean, that's a top 20 talent.
Boys, it's Cooper or Cooper. It's Cooper or Cooper, right? I also have him ranked higher too, but it's Cooper or Cooper in any way you want to slice it.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
That's how it is. They'll see where they go. Wow. Right on cue, they trade up.
Looking at I'm doing my horizontal board now. The only 2 prospects left that have first round grades from me is Cooper DeJean and Jonathan Brooks. So we're not going running back. To me, this is DeJean. Like they have to spell. Like
I had one other guy to add to that list. I think Edgerrin Cooper, all things being equal, is a first round talent. In most drafts where there isn't a run of quarterbacks, a ton of run of wide receivers, I think he's a first round talent. It doesn't mean I'm telling you he's a top 10 pick like Cooper DeJean could be, right? Because I have him ranked higher, obviously. But that's just another guy that I would add maybe to that list with that ability. Kool-Aid's another one. You know, without the run, he's another first round talent. Late first, right? Late first, but it was another guy on a lot of boards that you could see fall in the late first round. So there's some cats for sure.
Are we putting the tracker up, or what are we doing? Like,
I'm going to pull it up.
Are we waiting? How am I doing this?
No, I got the tracker.
You got the tracker?
Yeah. It hasn't been picked yet. It's in, but it hasn't been selected.
I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm not waiting. Yo, this is DeJean. I swear.
I hope they pick a Donnie Mitchell so Tom freaks out.
Yeah, I don't know if I would, but I moved DeJean the safety right away. I'll tell you that much, boys. I'm moving him to safety.
I think DeJean is an elite nickel. I think he's an elite slot defender. Now he could. Does that mean in the box safety too? Like, sure, but however you want it, he's the star. He's the star defender in on the defense. So he's.
I'll say this. Didn't we just say this? Then I just say, like, you know, I can see the Eagles trading up, and if they do, it would have to be for him or a linebacker, right? It was like, all right, if we're going to trade up, it's for him or one of the linebackers that you really like that you don't think falls to you. Mm-hmm. They're the 2 options here.
I want to know what the trade terms were too.
If they trade up for a linebacker, then we're really not doing things status quo. They never.
No, we're in the twilight zone for sure.
Let alone trade up for him.
Which I'm not mad about.
Give me DeJean though. If you get oh my God, give me DeJean.
Oh, you had an elite draft already. You have an A+ draft. You have 2. You would walk away with 2 top 12 essential picks. 2 guys that are, say, top 15, right?
Yeah.
2 top 15 ranked guys in this draft. That is a home run. Can't miss. That just would add on to Howie Roseman's offseason. But you could have had him at 22.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Went to bed.
We got 78 back, really? So I'm assuming we traded.
There it is from Bobby
50, 53. Whoa, we got the 78 back. Yo, that's totally worth it.
So we got
78.
Round.
We got a third round.
The Commanders have like 87 draft picks. They're gonna have
that
a
is
whole
totally
new
worth it. You still have a third round pick out of this, and you trade up to go get now. Depending on who it's for, I'm gonna wait. But if it's for like a guy like we want, if it's for DeJean, that is absolutely a home run. That is a home run. If that's, oh my God, please.
Come on, Howie. Come on, Howie. Don't mess it up, Hal. Don't go up and go reach in like you've been known to do. Go up and get the best player on the board. Because this just goes into our whole conversation when I ran it to open the show. Get the best player on the board. Best player on the board, and you're going to win football games, and a lot of them.
Best player is DeJean.
You'll figure it out where you can put him. You'll figure it out where you can You'll figure it out, organization, where you can play him.
He'll figure it out for you. He's too good. He will figure it out for you.
Pick is in. Pick is in, baby.
Come on. It's BG2 announcing it.
He's wearing that
he wants
suit.
To give it. Yeah, he wants to give the chant out.
Yep. Dallas sucks all day.
Just make the pick. Let's go. Yeah.
Make the pick, babe.
Come on, make the pick.
I mean, everybody knows who the pick is.
We all have it on mute. Let's go.
Selection made, baby. Let's go. Cooper in the house.
Is it Cooper?
Cooper in the house. Let's go.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Howie Roseman, ladies and gentlemen, does it again. What an epic pick. What epic. You walked out of a draft. Listen, you don't even need another pick the rest of the night, to be honest with you. Everybody wants to draft wide receivers. You go draft corners to shut those wide receivers down. That's how you operate. Everybody wants to say, hey, we'll draft corners, or we're going to draft wide receivers. We're going to go everybody. So guess what you do? You spin me around. You Morgan Wallen me, right? You just spun me around.
Whoa.
You spin me.
Yeah, you got two starters. You have two starters.
Yeah, and like we talked about, Brinks, I can move him to safety. I can move him to slot corner. I can do a lot of things with them, and that's for them to figure out, not me. Right? That's for them to figure out. That's an elite talent. That's a top 10, 12, 15 pick, and so was Mitchell, and you could literally just sell the rest of your picks tonight. You could literally go to bed, and you left this draft with an elite talent, elite upside. Oh, I couldn't be. Listen, it's hard for him to get me excited. It is hard for him to get me excited. We've seen it in years past. I'm jazzed up. I can play right now. Can we schedule a game? Screw Brazil. Where can we go right now? Let's go somewhere right now and lace them up, because everybody wants to bitch about defense and start this draft. Everybody, look at the additions Howie Roseman has made to this defense this offseason. When you run it down, you had Bryce up. You brought CJ GJ back. Okay? You then brought Josh Sweat back, per se, right? Okay? Then you go and you add Devin White, right? So now you add pieces to this defense already. Then you go Mitchell first round, top 10 talent. You get him. You get him at 22. Then, Cooper's still there? All right, well, we're not going to let this happen. You trade up to 40, and you hit another home run, and now that's 6 new players added to this defense, and you want to talk James Bradbury ain't sniffing the field. I'll just riddle everybody that right now.
You have to cut him. Please get him.
Cooper's going to be either play slot like Chuck said, or you're moving him to safety, because Sidney Brown is not going to be ready right away, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care about Sidney Brown. Cooper DeJean tackled everybody. Brinks, we need tacklers and we need ball hawks. Mitchell, ball hawk. DeJean will tackle me, you, and everybody else.
Oh my God, I am so happy.
I'm starting. He's going to be a starting safety. He's going to be a really good safety. I'm just putting him at safety. Well, like you said, Tom, that's for them to figure out. And
they'll figure it out. Like I said, I think he's like, you have someone who can be an elite slot. That's what I believe. But I mean,
I just think you're
right off the bat.
losing.
Right off the bat, he's going to. They're going to figure it out. I think right off the bat, you have to put him somewhere, and I think they plug him in and see what he can do in the slot, and then they'll figure out where he can translate. But this guy, I mean, we talk about his ability on defense. We've all touched on it. Let's talk about his return ability too. And with the new kickoff rules, that is absolutely a factor. Absolutely a factor. He's an elite return guy, so you get a bonus on top of that. This is amazing work. And again, someone who you could have made a case for the Eagles taking at 22, and then you trade up in the second round to go get him, and you get a third round pick back still. You still get a third round pick. You have an additional day 2 pick still. That's masterful work. That is masterful work. Love it.
This is what he's good at. He's really good at draft day trades and the salary cap. This is what he does.
Yeah, I think he took a step up tonight.
He did well.
I think took a step up over the last 24 hours too, and his ability to see things like we see things. I mean, you're talking about 2 back-to-back picks. He went corner per se, right? Mm-hmm. Like they haven't even drafted one in the first rounds in 2002. So that just shows you his ability to lock in on talent, right? Like his ability to grow into that role and organizationally.
Because Sheldon Brown went in the second round in 2002, right?
Yeah,
they went corner. So, it's been a while. But, yeah, like you said, tackling. The only thing this defense needs, in my opinion, is an end that can set the edge, which I don't think they have. They got a lot of speed rushers that are sack hunters. So the only thing this defense needs is an end that can set an edge. And that's it. You should be a lot better. And God forbid you don't score points next year. God forbid. That means you don't have a quarterback, and that's a problem.
Yep.
Yeah, big problem.
Huge.
Cool. He went to the Saints there next. Makes sense that now you're seeing a run on the defensive side of the football after all those offensive guys went in the first round.
And there's another one, Lassiter.
Yeah, it's a kid from Georgia.
How does he know? Because he's starting this run.
Yeah.
Well, it's what you value, right?
Discipline.
You know what I mean? He had discipline, and he waited for him to get to a point where he knew he could get up to. And once you get there, then you strike, right? Well, I mean, once I think Cooper got obviously to where he did, because you weren't sure, right? Buffalo was a tricky pick. Yes, they need wide receivers, but they also got to replace Jordan Poyer. And who's the other guy they had? But their secondary is a mess, especially at safety, right? So they were a tricky pick. And then you were anticipating probably a run of wide receivers, but you weren't sure how deep it was going to go. So I think he waited out, and he pounced like the GOAT.
He did.
I would love to be where he gets his how these teams get their information on what other teams are going to do, because they have that. It's like college basketball.
Thanks, Dynasty.
Well, I think it's calls, it's meetings, it's it's obviously I've never been part of a front office of a team, but everyone says that you find things out through talking and negotiating, and it's you just know certain things. You hear buzzwords. I mean, where do you think all these insider reporters to get some of their information? It's leaks. So it's through conversations, it's through talks, and you get an idea. You never know for sure, because we've seen teams get fleeced and they get one upped every once in a while. But smart GMs like Howie, the Ravens, they have a good feeling. They know how to talk. They know how to just gauge how draft boards are going to end up. And it's and I'm not saying Howie is perfect, but I think we've seen over the years he's gotten better and better at it. And it's not just him either. It's his scouting department, all these front office executives. They do a masterful job of being in touch with how other teams are working, having those negotiations ahead of time, and doing their due diligence. How many times do we talk about every time you hear something about Howie calling and making calls? That's what he does. He always has to make calls. If you are a GM who's not having those conversations just to at least have it, not to do your due diligence, you're not doing your job. But Howie is really good at that, just to make sure. And why do you think he's able to make all these types of amazing trades? It's because he does his due diligence. It's because he has those thoughts. He initiates. So it's masterful work by this front office. They're doing an amazing job of getting better over the years and seeing how things fall in the draft.
Yeah, well, I think it obviously starts organizationally. That's where everything starts. But then then it comes down to just the 101 of being able to really gauge talent and then pursue that talent. You could be great, you could be A+ on all those things, right? On being able to move and shake and gauge the room and all that. But at the end of the day, if you can't gauge talent, it doesn't matter. Then you're just a wheeler and dealer, and that's cool. You're more just a businessman. You're not a football guy. What I think Howie's turned the corner on is he's either allowed guys in his ear that he really trusts, right? Okay, or he's grown. One of the two. It's growth, one or two. Both are growth, right? But we've seen it. We've seen it since the wide receiver we missed on, right? And we've seen him grow sort of since that miss, right? And we've witnessed it. We've witnessed better picks. We've witnessed going to the bigger schools. Now Toledo isn't, but everything else, right, is go to those big schools. Go to Bama. Go to Georgia for a minute. Go where the winners go, right? And by doing that, they've been able to build a roster back out again. They really have. So I mean, guys, I'm super excited from tonight. I mean, we built a juggernaut. And we built a juggernaut this all season, and we've added on to that juggernaut with two great picks. And we talk about two top 15 picks that we're getting at 22 and 40. Let's go.
Let's go.
And if you love it, hit the damn like, hit the subscribe. Stay with us, baby. 15 subscribers away. 15 away.
Woo!
That's it.
Let's go.
That's it.
Get hyped and subscribe, yo.
Do something. Let's go. Pound it. Turn your alerts on. Pound it for Howie.
Chrome, A2D's own
the only
Chrome.
way you don't like this pick is if you wanted a linebacker, which the Eagles they're not going to do this high.
Chrome's point is what a lot of us have been saying. Like, he says we said it when they signed Barkley. The old Howie stereotypes are out the window. The idea that he wouldn't ever draft a cornerback or linebacker in the first or second round are out the window. Like, it's and I touched on it earlier today too on Twitter. It's just I laugh every time people say, "Oh, Howie won't do this." Like, he has shown that he's willing to think outside the box, and he's touched on this on interviews. He tries to always think ahead of the curve. He tries to get ahead of trends, go beyond what everyone else is doing, and that's part of being smart, of being really smart about it. And it's absolutely true. Every time you put him in a box, it's like he won't do something. I feel like how he laughs at it and says, "Oh, watch this." You know what I mean? And he doesn't do it just to do it, but he shows that like he will do whatever is necessary to gain an advantage over other teams. So if all these other teams are doing one thing, if they're following a certain trend, but you're going outside of it, you have an advantage over those teams because you're doing something where you're attacking the weak part of the market, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Andrew,
boy.
yes. Andrew, we did get a third round back in the trade. Vincent says he loves the Mitchell pick, but not the Gene pick, unless they're playing him at safety.
They'll figure it out.
He's not playing outside corner. Stop, everyone. Everyone just take a breath and relax.
Why can't
he? A dynamic guy.
He played at Iowa. Iowa can play defense. Why can't he play corner? Right? Why is he automatically a safety?
Because I think he's going to be better at that.
But he played at Iowa. They were at the high level defense. It's not like he can't play football. It's not like he can't play cornerback.
Well, I mean, you have all these guys that play outside corner. Like,
it was our biggest need, right? It was our biggest need. That's what everybody kept saying.
I agree with that.
Now all of a sudden we're just going to draft him and move him all the way. I agree. I understand what everyone's saying, but
safety.
he can play
everywhere at Iowa.
No,
he can play quarterback.
He didn't play safety at Iowa.
He did not play safety at Iowa.
No, he didn't.
Malcolm Jenkins didn't play safety at Ohio State.
But Malcolm Jenkins couldn't move like Cooper DeJean.
And remember, Malcolm
Jenkins
when he was drafted,
was never as athletic as Cooper DeJean is.
Yeah, and when they drafted him, he started out as corner first. So like teams,
he was just on loaded defenses at Ohio State.
Teams they will value corner. So if they believe, they will give a defensive back a shot to play corner first. Now, if you look at his traits, it's very, very likely he projects better to be a safety. It's very, very, very possible. But I don't think it's like to Greg's point. I think it's very true. It's not an automatic that he is a safety. I think he's going to come in training camp and they're going to figure it out. They're going to have these guys compete. They're going to have them battle it out, and they're going to see who deserves what spot. So, is he on the outside looking in because Slay's a starter, and then obviously Mitchell is going to get the advantage? Yeah, absolutely. But what happens if Slay gets hurt early in the season? He's going to compete with Rodgers and Ringo, and if you ask me, he has much as an opportunity or a chance to beat out those guys for that spot. He has I think he could be a better safety than corner, but I also think he can be a really good corner still in the right system. Like the only thing about him at corner that you don't want him to do is play press man all the time. No, sorry, play off coverage man coverage all the time. But if you put him in press, if you put him in certain zone coverages, he's shown actually he's pretty damn good at that part. So yeah, I don't think it's automatic that he's a safety. I think there's a chance he can play outside corner in certain situations. So it's you draft him and you figure it out. You let him compete and you figure it out. And
talent doesn't lie, right? Talent's not going to lie. So when you get a guy in your facility, you can figure that out. At the end of the day, you took an elite talent on the back that is going to play on the back end of your football team on defense, and that's important in a league where we're seeing how pass heavy it is, how explosive it is, and the more guys you can get back there that are willing to tackle, that can take the football away, that can cover guys and keep up. Right. I'm all in. I'm all in. So
he scored 4 touchdowns last year. Like that might be more than the whole Iowa offense scored. He might have scored more than the whole Iowa offense.
Returner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an elite returner. I think people have said he's the best return man in this whole draft. And in a draft where there's plentiful wide receivers and fast corners, to say he's the best return man is something. So he really is an athletic freak. Like he's the only thing that's not freaky about his athleticism is his change of direction. But if you talk about his burst, his speed, it's all like he is outstanding. He's an outstanding athlete. Outstanding athlete.
So now we're waiting now we got 78 in the 3rd round. That's the linebacker spot. If you really want to show me you're different, like you take a linebacker at 78. There's Edgerrin Cooper. Steal.
He goes first linebacker, Packers.
It's a really good pick for the Packers.
Yeah, especially in that division, right? You're obviously we don't know what JJ is going to be in Minnesota, but I think that's the right landing spot for him. But we what the Chicago Bears have built, right? So you're going to need to continue to be able to stop them, and that's a pretty damn good pick right there.
Oh yeah, it is.
I know. I saw today they're building a dome for old Caleb in Chicago.
Yeah, do you see that? Do you see those renderings?
Looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it does. Still won't ever go, but it's fine.
No, not a Chicago's man.
Still Chicago.
Oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. The Panthers are trading up. They're taking Jonathan Brooks, RB1. Thank you, God. He did not go to the Cowboys because I know they were targeting him. I read that they were trying to get Jonathan Brooks, so thank God he didn't go there.
I like Jonathan Brooks, but I'm not scared of him.
He's the best
Cowboys
running back
can
in
have
this
him.
class.
Well,
he's the best running back in this class.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't a bunch. There isn't a bunch in this draft either.
It's amazing how like some of these teams just always screw up, and some of these teams are just solid, and are always good. Like the Packers and the Ravens, and teams like the Falcons always find a way to mess things up. To mess things up. Yeah,
sorry, Branks, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you have like a division championship like on the tip of your tongue in the worst division in the whole league, and you can get Bowers, you can get a Dunze, you can get a tackle, you can get so many things, and they took a quarterback that they got to wait till he's 30 to figure out what they have.
No, he's not. He's not that old. He's 23 years old.
He's 24. I mean, he's sitting for 3. That's 27, and
He'll be 24. He'll be 24 in May. But yeah, he's 23 right now on draft night.
You're not even going to play him. You're not even going to play him until he's 27.
Maybe.
But like, okay, if you feel like that about Kirk Cousins, then don't give Kirk Cousins a bag. Take Penix to start him.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. I mean, I'm not playing. I'm just playing a little devil's advocate on the fact that he's not that he's not that old. I feel like we get carried away now here when you're talking about 21-year-olds and 20-year-olds compared to guys that are 23, 24. Like there's some like 35-year-old quarterbacks that are getting drafted. That's my only disagreement.
But like, it's a shame too.
It's not Chris
I really
Winky.
like him. I really like him. He's got a cannon. He can move. He played on a really good team last year. Went to the playoff, national championship, and now he's just stuck. Like I wish he went to the Raiders so he could start.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with it. It's a terrible pick for the situation. Not a terrible pick because of the player. A terrible pick because of the situation. For sure.
Did you see the video of like Arthur Blank going in the war room and like trying to figure out what's going on, and the GM is like laying it out for him. Arthur Blank he's just not buying what he's selling.
No, not at all.
Nope, not at all.
Did you guys, speaking of the videos, did you guys see the video Dan Orlovsky on whatever show he was on explaining his theory or his information he got on the pick?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
I did not.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing.
He was basically saying that They thought Michael Penix Jr. was the second best quarterback to Jalen Daniels. So, and where they were picking at that point was probably the only time that they think they're going to be back in the top 10 in the next 3-4 years. And with the price it takes to get up and get a quarterback, they thought taking it now was worth the wait because they were so in love with the guy. And if obviously anything ever happens to Kirk, they have the guy that they think is the guy they want. I don't know how much I buy into it, but that's at least what he kind of heard.
Well, you gotta buy into it because
they did it,
happened.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. If you're that worried about Kirk Cousins' health, then don't give him $128 million. I don't understand. You're supposed to the 8th pick. That's got to be that's plug and play, no doubt about it. Starter, no questions asked, and they didn't do that.
I think that's the more egregious part. Is it's so early. That's like it. There's so much talent left on the board. I don't know. Like it's different. Like people are saying that I read that they were trying to make it like an Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation. You know what I mean? But the problem is Jordan Love was a late first round pick, and he was young, like young. So the fact that it's the 8th pick, and Penix is already, he's already older, one of the older prospects. That's like it's too much for me. You know what I mean? Like I get the method, I get the mindset of what you're trying to do, but the circumstances just don't. It's too much. It's too much. It's too early. The 8th pick. Like, there's so much, like Tom, like you said, there's so much elite talent at 8 that you're passing up on for a backup quarterback for several years. Like, I just wish they had. I wish they would have done that with someone else, or like if they. By the way, about Penix, like, try to take the risk of trading back. Like, it's not, to me, just it's the juice isn't worth the squeeze to me.
All you got to do is stay ahead of Oakland or Vegas, excuse me, and you get them. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it doesn't. It didn't make sense. I mean, I get the reasoning per se, but it doesn't make sense, right? Like, I can understand the reasoning, but I can still disagree with what you did. And I like Penix. I mean, I've had that conversation. There's a lot of quarterbacks that I like.
I like Penix too, and like I was intrigued to see what he could do in a good situation because like he can spin it, he can throw the damn ball, he really can. So I was always intrigued, like okay, like how could he do? Like if he went to like Seattle, they have a lot of good weapons, right? Or if he went to like I know the Vikings wanted JJ, but like if he went to the Vikings, like if he went to a good situation, like how could he do? Because he can pass, he can throw the ball.
Yeah, that's the other side of what Orlovsky was saying. He said when the Falcons worked him out, it was a cold, windy day, and he spun the ball like they were inside, and that's kind of, I think, what he, obviously he was explaining what sent him over the edge with him, right? So when they had that opportunity, they pounced. Yeah, it just
that's
the
great.
Spot
playing a dome.
Yeah,
playing a dome there.
Yeah.
The other side of it too is the injury history, right? Now, granted, he's gonna be sitting for a minute, right? So, but it's not like sitting or not isn't going to necessarily help. He played a whole year. He played two straight whole years. So, but he still has. I think he's had not realistically, but he's had 7 surgeries on his 2 knees.
Yeah.
Giants on the clock.
Giants are up. Pick is in. We'll get it when everybody comes back.
If you're listening in the chat, I know John. So the first running back coming off the board. If you are curious about Jonathan Brooks by any chance, I have my full scouting reports on my Twitter, so go look it up. Jonathan Brooks is my top running back in the class. He is the best to me. I don't understand how anyone sees it differently. All my scouting reports on most of the top running backs are on my Twitter, and the report cards are on A2D as well. So if you want to look them up.
Giant selection. Actually, a good pick. How does Washington have all these picks? You see
Making
how many picks they
trades.
have? Apparently, they've been busy.
Tyler, yeah, you're right. Brinks, it is a pretty good pick.
So now they got Neighbors and Newbin. They still have Daniel Jones though, but like that's I think Jaden Daniels is really good.
He's got all the
Really
traits.
good.
I'll say that.
He reminds me a lot of number 5, who's right there on my wall.
Number
Remember
5
Don-
will always love you. I don't think he's
I don't know.
as
I don't
big.
think I see the similarities.
Not
between
yet. McNabb was he was a slender little kid coming out. Like he was more slender and athletic. He put on muscle once.
No, I know. But even with like the play style at quarterback, I don't see the similarities.
Well, I mean, I think that Jaden should be more accurate. That was kind of McNabb's downfall, was his accuracy. I mean, that was an athlete that Andy Reid turned into a franchise quarterback. Like, if McNabb does ever get a gold jacket, which borderline, maybe he will, maybe he won't, probably not. He should just give it to Andy Reid.
Yeah. Martian, yes. DeJean playing hoops. If you guys ever seen, like, that shows his, oh my god.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. I love guys like that who can work good athletes at other sports too. I think that's a big indicator of who's going to be good, because so many kids pick one sport at 8 years old and think they're going to go pro and don't develop athletically. They get burnt out and they don't develop athletically.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely. There was a tackle last year. I forget what team he went for out of Ohio State. The one guy went 6th, and
Paris
another
Campbell?
guy. No, he was an offensive tackle. But they showed his highlights, high school highlights for basketball, and this guy's like, he's like 6'6", 320, just like being a power forward. I'm like, all right, like I'll take that guy. It means you got feet.
Yep.
And you're athletic. So like,
Chrome,
I like that.
Chrome, I do think Trotter will be there at 78. I wouldn't mind Trotter at 78 at all. I still would prioritize Colson if he falls that far. If Colson falls to 78, you have to pick him. But if Trotter's there, I wouldn't mind the pick of Trotter there either. Cedric Gray, if he falls to 78, I have him. I'm looking at my board now. Let me pull up my board. So for linebackers, I have Colson as the best one. You've got also Cedric Gray, Peyton Wilson. Although Wilson good, he has some injury concerns, some medical red flags. I don't know. You've got Trevin Wallace too. So those are a couple of linebackers other than Trotter that could be there in the 3rd round. I would probably prefer Gray over Trotter. Wilson, I don't know how much his medicals scare me or not. So that's how I would do it.
But in reality, right? 3rd round, 4th round doesn't the upside of talent overweigh a lot of it, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, when you get to the 3rd, 4th, 5th,
still got the neck brace on.
What happened?
Tony Khan still got his neck brace on.
Oh,
he's sure selling that.
I saw the screenshot.
Oh, he's sure selling that work. That's for sure.
Oh my god,
that's
Mason
funny.
Smith went.
So funny. I'm not a big AEW guy. I used to be.
I don't watch it either.
I was in the beginning, and they had some good stuff going on.
Right.
And they kind of lost me. SmackDown's on in a half hour though.
Yeah, I'm taping it.
Yeah, I'd tape them. Now, I've kind of fallen off since Mania. Did you go? Well, you live in Florida, but did you go to? You didn't come up for Mania, did you?
No. I wanted to.
I was too scared. I was too scared to buy tickets because, like, if I couldn't see, like,
that was the other thing too. The
stadium thing.
The tickets ended up getting so expensive, and then even when you're there live, you're watching, from the screen anyway, right? Like you're watching from the screens above the ring.
Give me my Fireball pint and my couch, and we're good.
Yeah,
and it was awesome.
Oh, it was great event.
Oh yeah, Dominic Marshawn Nealon would be if he's there in the 3rd, he'd be another good one. Yeah.
What position is he? I don't know him.
Nealon is a edge player. I have a 2nd round grade on him, so if he's there in the 3rd, absolutely, he's a little bit of a divisive prospect. So I could absolutely see him.
Is he like another speed rusher, which we don't need, or does he set an edge like I?
No, he can set an edge.
Good. Let's get him.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if he'll be in the third, but yeah.
Bengals, Chris Jenkins, Bengals defensive tackle.
So now all these Michigan guys coming off the board.
Yeah, Nealon, like I know some guys who have even like a borderline first round on them. So if he falls, like that's another good one. If you're looking for edge rushers who have power to them, who can set the edge, you're talking about Nealon, you're talking about Chris Braswell too. So those two are probably the ones you're looking at. And they'll see if they fall to the third. But yeah, those I would like either of them. So that covers edge, linebacker, interior defensive line. Mike Hall would be really good if you go defensive tackle. Like he is very, 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 very good. I have a round 2 grade on him. So if he falls to 3, the third round, 78.
Kid from Ohio State, right?
Yeah, he is really, really good. I would love him. I didn't
realize Chris Jenkins Jr.'s was obviously the junior too.
Yeah.
Big old Chris Jenkins.
Yep. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of sons from former players. Yeah. It makes you feel old.
That's how you know that we're old. That
we are.
Oh, old. I watched his dad play.
Yeah.
That's how you know we're old.
Yeah. Freaking the second McCaffrey son is in this draft. You got Jerry Rice's son. You've got, you mentioned Chris Jenkins, Jeremiah Trotter, obviously Marvin Harrison. Like the list goes on. I think I'm missing 1 or 2 more. So it's crazy. I can't believe it. I'm old. Frank Gore.
Yeah,
Frank Gore's son is in this draft.
And James Kidd was in the NIT finals, right?
Yes, yeah.
Or at least the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would name your kid that name, but hey, whatever. This pick here this kind of, I know they're the Commanders, but this was a really good pick for them. This is arguably the best player on Michigan's defense. One of the few, right?
I'm trying to see who it was. Is it
Sandstro?
Huh?
Yeah, Sandstro.
They got Sanders. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick for them. Woo, that is a really good pick for them.
Chucks, I was trying to
get your 50. That was our pick. That was our pick, right? So.
Yep. Good pick.
Chucks, your boy went in to the Cardinals. I think he went.
Yeah. Happy for him. I just didn't want him to go to like the Giants or Cowboys. But yeah, he's Max Melton, man. I'm so excited for him. He's going to be so good. But yeah, Greg Sanders though, he is like when you talk about like the slot corners in this draft, him and Melton, like they are the cream of the crop. Oh my god, like he's really, really good. And off the field too, tremendous leader.
Yeah.
So they got a great one.
He was one of the few many, obviously with defense that good, there's a lot of good players, but he was one of the keys of that defense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Marshall, but the thing is, if he's projected to be slot, so it's going to be fine, for him.
So the Commanders, they got Daniels, they got that Newton defensive tackle from Illinois, and they got Sandstro, however you say it.
Yeah. I don't even know how to say it. I'm not going to lie.
They pick again in a few picks because they have our pick again.
Yeah.
And then they have 1, 2 in the third. So what they're going to have 1, 2, 3. They're going to have 7 guys coming in the first 3 rounds.
Why do I get a feeling that Pittsburgh is going to go with Donnie Mitchell here?
They should. I mean, they traded Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, them and their wide receivers. I swear to God, he's going to go to them, and he's.
But they got their offensive lineman in the first round, right? They went typical Steelers first round.
Yep. Yeah.
Who did they get? They got that Mims guy from.
No, he went to see. He went to Cincy. I think they took the guard from Duke.
They got
no. You're right. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, the guard
Who'd
from
they get?
Oh
Washington.
no.
The Eagles were looking.
Yeah, the one I said.
Rumored they could be
the one
looking
for
at
the
him.
Eagles, him. Yeah,
The Steelers, if they get anything, I mean, they're going to get better quarterback play this year. If they take Mitchell here, I mean,
hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna hop out for just 1 second.
You muted yourself, Rob.
My AirPods died.
Oh.
But I've made 4 futures bets, I think, this year already. I took the Steelers at 10-1 to win the North.
Makes sense.
I mean, if they get anything out of their quarterback, we know they're going to be in the playoffs because they're always in the playoffs. They're always at least 500.
Yeah.
And it struck me as a crazy number because I don't think Cleveland's repeating. I don't think they're going back to the playoffs. They need.
Well, it's gonna be tough, right? Because you're banking on Massage Boy, right? And can he rebound? And what you're right? What's Mick Chubb look like a year after that gruesome injury? Now, on paper, their offense is pretty loaded, and we know their defense is pretty good. But how do they rebound? No, I think the Steelers are obviously a sneaky pick just because of who their coach is. The only thing that scares me, and not even scares me, but worries me if I'm a Steelers fan, is the fact that Tomlin's already come out and said there's no quarterback, there's no competition. It's Russell Wilson's job, and that's going to be it.
I don't believe that. I think that's coach speak. I don't believe that.
I hear you.
Well, coach speak would be it's an open competition. Everyone's got a chance. That's coach speak.
I think he's doing that because the intention. I don't think when they traded for Wilson, the intention was for him to be the starter all along.
Sure,
it wasn't like the Fields thing didn't come up till after. So he's trying to be consistent with that. But I'm telling you, 2, 3, 4 games into that season when Russ isn't seeing the field well, he's not throwing it to George Pickens, and Pickens is throwing a fit and nothing is going right. He's going to change his tone really quick. Really quick.
But that's not a competition in camp though, right? That's we're in mid-season. We got to make a change.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think
Pittsburgh to Pittsburgh.
I don't think it's a right away competition. You're right, but I don't think Wilson's going to be the starter throughout the whole year. I think he loses his job.
I'll tell you what. I wish Justin Fields was the Eagles backup.
They just went center.
Did they?
Yeah, they went to Frazier from West Virginia.
Okay, yep. Zach Frazier.
Talk about a team that just
line.
They just do their thing.
Yeah,
you know what you're getting. Yeah, blue collar, lunch pail.
They're gonna run the offense again through Najee Harris and Jalen Warren.
Yeah, they have 2 good running backs.
Yeah.
Now you got to solidify.
Warren. I love Jalen Warren. He's
so
good.
Awesome. He's so awesome. He's so good. Love Jalen Warren.
But did you just see I have NFL Network on where you guys are watching on, but they do the 3 bullet points, just 3 prototypical Steelers bullet points. Yep. Wrestler, physical,
hand placement, right? I think hand placement was one of them.
Yeah.
Toughness.
Yeah.
Here he is wrestling right now.
Yep. Yeah, that's Steelers. That's a Steelers pick if there ever was one. They just keep picking. I remember when they picked Pat Freiermuth. And I was like, yep, that's Steelers all the way.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but he was the one that announced the pick.
Yeah. I didn't see that.
Yeah, Freiermuth announced the pick.
I wonder what the deal is with AD. I mean, is there a red flag with him that I'm missing?
Yeah.
I can't believe he's
so
still there.
I was reading that. I mean, you don't know how true this is, but I know at the combine, people weren't happy with his route running. It was really, really, really bad. He wasn't disciplined at all. There are reports that at Texas he has what's the medical condition? He has something where is it panic attacks or something?
Sickle cell panic.
He has it's some. I'll look it up in a second, but he has some type of thing where it has to be monitored. He has to take meds consistently. Texas always had someone monitoring him to make sure he was on his meds, to make sure he was okay. And if he wasn't on his meds, he was you couldn't control him. And that's where you
Someone just said he has. Someone just said in the chat that he has diabetes.
Yeah. So he always had to have that, the thing on him. And It's just
It's surprising about his route running because it looks like he's a smooth route runner on the film.
It's inconsistencies. He shows moments where like his route running is so good, but then he also shows a lot of laziness on other reps. So it's that like people were wondering like why is he so inconsistent? So like I understand that. Like I think that like if you get into like this range, to me he's worth the risk because if you get him to work, like if he clicks, he is like wide receiver one potential. Wide receiver one potential for any team. It's just that can you get him to be that guy?
Yeah,
that's the question mark.
That how fun. All jokes aside, right? Or don't actually mean it, but how fun would it have been to have him and George Pickens just going bananas on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god,
they're just both having mental episodes on the outside, like.
The Steelers. It's surprising the Steelers have one of those guys because they just ship one
they always
out.
have to, right?
Greg, you would just have to hope that like one of them on a rep is going to run the route and then they can alternate. The next rep, the other one to go.
Next rep, you go this way.
It's like Gronk and Gronk in his meeting. They're like, "Here, draw this play."
Yeah.
He's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll be open. Just throw me the rock." And they traded up and picked them.
Oh shoot! Speaking of AD,
did he go to the Colts?
He went to the Colts.
Okay, I like that though. I think it's a good move. Did they extended?
Pittman,
they gave him a bunch of money. Yeah, they gave him. Yeah.
Yep. High risk, high reward player. High risk, high reward player. I like him. You know, I was with you, Rob. Like I had a late first, early second grade on AD Mitchell. I really like the potential, but there is risk. I will never deny that there is risk with him. So you just got to get him right.
So really, the only guy on my list here that hasn't been picked is Corley.
Now, I think you're probably going to see him start to go in round 3. I think because of the
78.
We'll see, but I think because like there's so much uncertainty about how much of an actual receiver he is, because like most of his stuff was just short routes. You know what I mean? And it was all yards after the catch. So it's like, can he be an actual receiver? Like you have to just continue to scheme him up. So I think that projection is going to make him fall to the 3rd round. But I like him because if you can get him to learn and develop into an actual receiver who can run, expand his route tree, he's got really good athleticism, really good skill. It's just a matter of like how much do you believe in your staff to develop that.
Now that like obviously all the top guys are gone wide receiver wise, I mean we all knew this draft was really deep, but you could really see it still now, right? Like the type of talent that's still available at the wide receiver position. Which back to the poll question, why you didn't need to go there too.
Yes, yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yep.
You look at, Troy Franklin's a joystick, right? You got Brendan Rice, obviously pedigree there, right? Roman Wilson had a really good year.
Yep, Roman Wilson.
We didn't see much of him because the NCAA screwed him, but Tez Walker from North Carolina is a big boy.
Another one, yep.
Right? And then you talk about, your Corley and then you go a whole bunch of different directions.
You got the other guy from Florida State too, Johnny Wilson.
Johnny Wilson,
yeah. I mentioned Malik Washington. I'm a Malik Washington guy.
Malik Washington, yeah.
Malik Washington is really good. So, you still have receivers who can contribute. So they'll be there. They'll absolutely be there.
And then you can never go wrong with a McCaffrey, right?
Yeah. Jamar asked, why is no one taking Tampa? Because of testing.
It's a city. You can't draft a city.
Although, if you could, Tampa would be one.
You can have Tampa.
What do you mean testing? What's he failed drug tests?
No. Like the workouts, combine workouts was bad and pro day was bad. So that bumped his stock down. But if you just go off the film, Tampa is a good corner. So I think this range, I don't think I'd be shocked to see him fall completely out of the 2nd round.
Yeah.
Like he's got to go soon. Like, I think this is his range. So you're at pick 21, right? You got it up until pick 32. So I think someone should take him soon. If not, then like that's questionable. Like he's a good corner. Don't let the testing really like drop him that far. He's a good corner on film.
Yeah, and you're right. Most of these guys in this position, evaluation wise, right? Most of these guys at some point overlook, testing type of red flags and stuff like that. Injury is a difference. Even injury, right? As we get late in the second round, into the third round, you start to throw those things out the window because you're going to go back, like you said, and look at tape, right? And see what he did when the game was on. Yeah. Right? What do you do when the game's on versus, all right, yeah, maybe you didn't test as great, but, we'll take a chance on you. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you start to be more open to those risks once it gets to like that third round thing.
Yep.
The Commanders took Ben. How do you pronounce it? Sinat.
Yeah, that was my guy I was talking up.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah.
He's a monster. He seems like he's got to develop a little bit.
It's a little early for me, but
who did they take?
Ben
Kingsley Suamati Mate, I think is how you say it. Yeah, I had it.
It didn't come up.
I had it perfect on Monday, but now I forgot. I studied it for like 15 minutes, so I wanted to talk about him, and I had it. Now I don't have it anymore.
It's kind of early for me, but hey.
How about Pierce? How about my guy Piershaw going in the first round? That was a little bit of a surprise.
That was surprising. And I said this
there.
Yeah, I said this last night before I went to bed on Twitter. The fit makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But I was surprised because I thought in terms of fit, McConkey made sense too. So I was surprised they had Pearsall over McConkey on their board. But maybe like I'm not saying it's dumb. I was surprised because most people have McConkey over Pearsall. But I was talking to a couple people after I tweeted that, and they said, yeah, they had Pearsall over McConkey on their board. So I'm like, okay, I guess like maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm undervaluing Pearsall. But that's why it was surprising to me because I thought, hey, if you want that mold, that route runner, I thought they would have went McConkey. But if they like Pearsall more, that makes perfect sense. That was what was surprising to me. Greg, I don't know. Like, did you like McConkey more than Pearsall?
I had them kind of both in that same area because I think they're very – McConkey is a little bit more shifty, but I think they're both very over-the-middle type of receivers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it didn't shock me. He's also been around too. You almost forget that he actually was teammates with Brandon Ayuk at Arizona State, right? And my guy, Adam Brenneman, coached him. You know what I mean? And before he went to Florida, right? Stuff like that. So
nice. Okay.
But yeah, so he just like McConkey though, he's a veteran. He's an older type of guy who can step in and potentially help right away.
And be good, yeah. And be right away and contribute, yeah. Because they're still in that win now thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't see any. Obviously, we're watching this, but like I saw some clips. I heard he was amazing. I heard Belichick was amazing on McAfee's show. So I wish I could.
And he was.
What?
I guess he was on the ESPN broadcast. I don't know if he's still on tonight. I have NFL channel on, but he was good. He'd be a little hard from duh, bruh. I mean, yeah, that's what he does. He's Grumpy Bill from New England with the hoodie. He's going to tell you how much you suck. And then when he needs you on Sunday, he's going to pump you up.
Yeah. And it worked for a lot of years.
And that's another thing with the Falcons. The Falcons were like, yeah, he wasn't even in our top 3 of our coaching list.
But yeah,
okay, you didn't pick him, but he's not in your top 3.
I think it's nice seeing this side of Bill because you saw like the cold, standoffish guy for so long. But it's nice to see him actually talk and be like open and like it's because the guy is such a smart mind. Like he's arguably the greatest coach. So it's like it's nice to be able to see him open himself up. Like it's cool.
He'll be the Giants coach this time next year. He'll be the Giants coach when they stink again.
Giants or Eagles, right? Like they're
Oh my
if
God,
the Giants or Eagles struggle, Bill's coming out of Cancun, right, to save the day. No, but you know what? It's funny. You know, it's not funny, but like you bring that up about the personality and stuff like that, and I know a lot of people probably thought the same about Tom Brady once he stepped away and being able to see his personality, or even just in Tampa. You know what I mean? Just in Tampa, him being able to like just kind of almost be free a little bit more than he was in the regime that was New England.
Yes, yeah.
Well, Grumpy Bill was all Tom knew, and then I think he went to Tampa and was like, "Oh, like teams like aren't crazy about everything, and we still win."
Nassib?
Okay,
Is that Carl Nassib?
I think it is Carl.
It is
Nassib.
Carl Nassib. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses. I should put my glasses back on. Yeah, it is Carl Nassib. Oh yeah, he said he was going to announce a pick. Yeah.
I didn't realize he was still associated with the Browns, though.
Well, I don't think he's on a team. I think
no, he's not. He retired.
Yeah. He's on.
He's like a financial wizard. Like he.
He's a super nerd.
So he's probably doing that and doing okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was like, I think the Browns were on Hard Knocks one year, or whoever he got drafted by.
It was the Browns. Yeah,
it was the Browns. Yeah, he was like, he got all the rookies in a room and was like, "Yo, this is how you manage your money."
Right, I remember that.
All the dudes were like, "Wow, like so, like."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
All I have to do is put this much money in this type of account, and then I'll have this much when I'm.
Chuck, there's your Michael Hall.
Oh, the Browns got a Hall.
The rich get a little richer.
Wow, that defense is going to be even. Their defense was already great. It's going to be even better. Jesus. Him on the same line with freaking Myles Garrett. Damn.
It's funny. The one thing they put up there, right, as like a knock, right, was he's inconsistent, right? And you know, very fair. But when you go to a defense like that, and you go with the talent that is around, that it will be around him, that allows him to not have to be full go every time, like you would have to be at Ohio State. Right, you know what I mean.
Attention's not all on you. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get, the double teams are not gonna be going your way. They're gonna be going toward Myles Garrett. So you'll have one-on-ones and like you're gonna have opportunities. So and in the second round, it's just like
right. That's the other side of it. Second round, let's take a chance.
Let's give it all. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because the talent's definitely there.
Yeah, talent's definitely there. Dubba also says he might be the best football historian as well as coach, referring to Bill Belichick. He says, remove those guys from the evil empire and they aren't so evil anymore. That's true. That's very true. Yeah, like
the evil empire because of him.
When Tom went to Tampa and let his personality out more and was like on social media, hilarious.
Yeah,
like, it was so funny.
I loved his retirement. His second retirement.
Yeah.
He just sat his ass on the beach and made a 10-second video. I'm retired. All right, cool. Now he wants to play again. I also love how Fox gave him how many millions of dollars?
Buttload of money.
500 mil. It's just like
buttload of money.
And they like don't even care when he shows up. Like whenever you feel like coming,
whenever you're ready, we'll
be here. Yeah, we'll be here.
Greg Olson, go back to your rap career.
Ugh.
My God.
They miss Joe Buck over there at Fox.
I don't think they do. I think they're fine.
I will say, like, I mean, I thought Greg Olson
Joe Buck's the GOAT. I don't disagree there, but I think Fox did well.
I can't even think of the guy's name with Olson on their
Greg Olson.
Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah, he's really good at baseball, football.
Yeah. I got to the point, though, where I prefer watching all games, regardless of sport, on mute anyway. Right?
Depends on the sport. I can't watch basketball on mute. I can't. I have to hear
I just can't. I can't stand any of the announcing crews.
Did you see? You see? There was was it ESPN or something? I forget what it was, and I forget if it was college or pro. But the opening minute or two of the game from tip off, the announcers didn't say a word, and they cranked up the crowd noise level of the sound on TV, so you could actually hear what it actually sounded like, the crowd level on TV. It was phenomenal. It was like It was like kind of like being at the game without
sounds
being
like
at
a college game. That sounds like a college game.
Yeah, it sounds
That's,
like, yeah,
that's fine
that
by
would be
me.
that would be a college atmosphere, right?
I was like, yo, this is an amazing way to watch. Like no announcers, but like you'll actually get to like actually hear the crowd and the noise, and like if you don't want announcers, you just want to watch the game and like do that. That's an awesome option. I wish like more sports would do that. Obviously, like with some broadcast people, like there are some commentators that are amazing at their job, but what I'm saying is like sometimes if I'm watching football, I don't want to hear bad commentating. Like it would be awesome to hear the actual crowd noise at the link and hear them go off. You know what I mean? As I'm watching, so that I thought that was pretty cool.
Jake Koch says, I knew Fangio would have influence, but didn't think he would have this much. And yeah, he has a lot. And I thought that when he signed here, when he could have just retired, rode off into the sunset, whatever, wanted to coach, wanted to still coach, and it was closer to home, and it was a perfect fit. But I also felt like he wouldn't do that without being able to sort of shop for his own groceries a little bit.
Yes, yeah.
And I think we're seeing a little bit of that right here.
Well, I think Howie started listening after the Rager debacle. I think Howie started listening.
Oh, absolutely. He started listening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, whether, these exact type of guys obviously are going to fit the system, they were also of need too, right? So it's not like he went so far out of the box. We definitely still needed cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Well, where is Rodgers going to fit in here? Because he's reinstated now.
Yep.
Where is he going to fit in? Is he an outside guy, inside guy?
He's going to compete for outside. We'll see.
A lot of guys competing for outside. I love it. I think the secondary these days, you need like 7 guys.
You need a bunch. Absolutely.
You need a ton. Yeah. You absolutely need a ton. Yeah, absolutely. 1,000%. That's why I love it. Because you look at our room now, it's like, wow, we have depth. We have some young talent. Like, awesome. And I said this yesterday, but if James Bradbury is on this roster, I think that's a travesty. I think that you have so many young guys that they need reps. They need practice reps. They need playing time. They're like, Slay is already the leader there. You don't need another veteran. Like, I think Bradbury's just wasting a spot. So I still wouldn't want to.
James Bradbury is getting on the same bus as Tobias Harris around June 1st.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're both on that bus. Well, for our sake, maybe hopefully Tobias isn't on that bus and he wakes up and has a good postseason and maybe we can do something. But
still waiting.
Yeah, still waiting,
right? Oh my
still
God.
Waiting. Been waiting for the bus for a couple of years now. I hadn't come yet. So I'm not hopeful. All the guys from my list on Monday are gone, except for the 2 4th. Well, Tre'Davious Sweat. I thought he went in the second round.
Yeah. I guess his DUI wasn't as much. Yeah.
Oh, that's all he did? Not to diminish that, but.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a DUI.
That's
Did
an overreaction.
Dallas have back-to-back picks here?
Oh, let's see. Let's see the tracker.
I thought they
no.
just picked that was
no.
Oh, Miami went Paul.
Yeah,
Miami went
Patrick Paul. Yeah.
All right.
Patrick Paul, 2 first names, can't trust them.
yeah, that's a bust. There's a bust.
Well, offensive line from Houston too, right? Like
Nope.
you're going to Houston for offensive line.
Oh my God.
That's where you want to get in the trenches at, Houston.
That's
okay.
where you want to get in your trenches. The American Athletic Conference.
Texas.
Go ahead, Cowboys, get a running back. The Cowboys needing the running back is the worst kept secret.
I mean, they just fell asleep or they forgot about free agency.
I don't think they had anything to do, or not. I'm not saying to do, but I don't think they had anything to play with.
How do they? I don't understand how they don't have money.
Parsons they keep giving it to Dak.
Okay, but I mean, like Howie paid Jalen, and we're giving out $100 million contracts to all these receivers, and it saves us money somehow. CeeDee Lamb, he's not paid, so your two best non-quarterbacks aren't paid, and you don't have any cap space. How does that work? Where'd it go? I don't get it, but who cares? Couldn't happen to a nicer team.
Yeah.
Well, their pick is in. Cowboys. They went D end.
Who they go? Neyland?
Yeah, from Missouri.
Oh, okay. There he is.
Is that the guy we were just talking? Is that the guy we were just talking about?
Yeah, Neyland. Yep.
DeMarcus. Marshawn Leland.
Marshawn Neyland.
Did you guys see Latham almost break Goodell in half last night?
No, I missed it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he picked him up. I thought he was going to break him. Goodell's not small.
He's already compromised too.
And Latham picked him up like a rag doll and flung him around the stage when he got picked.
And a bad back.
Yeah, just after surgery.
That's coming out of his paycheck.
Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Well, now he wants to do the Super Bowl over President's Day weekend.
Yes, he wants to expand. I'm all for that, by the way.
So
I'm all for that. 2 week.
What do they play now? They play 17 games, so he wants to go to 18 games, 2 preseason.
Two bye weeks, and then expand that, extend to another team. So
I don't think it makes any sense to have it.
I think it makes a ton of sense. I'd love it. A second bye week, you get 18 games, so it's back to an even number, which is like odd number of regular season games is just weird. So you get 18 regular season games, 2 bye weeks, and the Super Bowl weekend, everyone has off the next day. That's how it should be. So yeah,
who has off for President's Day? Not this guy.
Who has off for President's Day? Yeah.
Come on.
No.
Real workers don't have off.
Bankers hours, baby. Bankers hours.
I mean, I'm fortunate. I'm Tuesday through Saturday, so I get it shoved down my throat more often than not. So I'm always off Mondays. So I don't really care. I don't really care what they do. I wouldn't be off President's Day.
Having off Mondays is awesome. I
really I hate it. Tell me that when you're working till 7:00 every Saturday night while all your friends are playing golf and having fun.
No, I mean, like if you were someone who had, like, say you have the weekend off, right? And you had to choose between, would you rather have Friday off as your third day or Monday off? I would rather have Monday off. I think Monday off is great. It's a great, like, that's like your real resting because you're doing something on the weekend usually, and then having Monday off, it's like your break, your rest day.
Hangover day usually.
Hangover day.
Yeah, it's maybe I'll squeeze laundry in.
There you go.
Mike Collins says, I love the Cooper pick. Just thought Edgerrin Cooper was a more need pick. And maybe it was. Mike, obviously, from all the DBs we have right now, where he went from like nothing to a ton, felt like. So, maybe it was, but you can't draft that way either. So as much as I'm high on Edgerrin Cooper, DeJean was the better pick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just calling it how it is. So I don't mind it. You can't go need when like that type of talent's on the board.
Yes.
I feel like you go need and fill holes later in the draft, right? Yeah. Of like positions that need and hoping to hit. Like, all right, maybe I'll hit this later. Mm-hmm. And then, look what I did. Look what rabbit I pulled out of this hat. In the 5th round. Like that's where you hope for something. That's what I said. That's where you're going character issues, right? That's where you take your chances on like those types of things. You don't know anybody no money. You don't know anybody any money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to get, like, you were away, but we're starting to get that point in the draft here now, right? Guys that didn't test well or guys that have questionable injury histories. Now you start throwing those out the window and just taking the hope of the talent.
Yeah. Yeah. Don asked who's available. So if I'm going to run down my board.
Don, your pick's not up yet, bud. They're going to trade out. They're going to trade out, Don. You're going to have to keep waiting.
So I've got the offensive tackle Kingsley Somatia, second round grade for him. TJ Tampa is still on the board. Junior Colson, Adisa Isaac, the edge from Penn State. Cooper Beebe, the guard. You've got Trey Benson and Marshawn Lloyd, the running backs. So those are all the round 2 grades I have. If you're starting to get into the next tier of grades, there's still a bunch of guys left. Chris Jenkins Jr., Christian Haynes, Dominic Puny, Brandon Coleman.
Jenkins just went. Jenkins went.
Jenkins just went?
Okay. 5 or 6 picks ago.
My fault. Yeah, my fault.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So, yeah. The wide receivers, like we talked about, the next tier wide receivers is still there. No one's touched it yet, so that run on wide receivers has ended. But you've got Malik Washington, Troy Franklin, Roman Wilson, Malachi Corley, Brendan Rice, Jermaine Burton, Tez Walker, Jalen McMillan, Javon Baker. So, like, you've got still that tier of receivers available. And then plus all of the running backs except for Jonathan Brooks are still there.
I feel like I really like Peyton Wilson a lot.
Yes.
He's got talent.
He's got talent, but it's just the injuries. But I do like him.
Yeah, at this point, like you get to start getting.
Right?
Yeah, you get into the third round, you can take those chances.
Absolutely.
Yep. Third round is where I can take the injury history and I can say, all right, man, maybe I hit this one. Like maybe the Lord and Savior will sprinkle a little holy water on him before he signs on the dotted line. Let's go, right? And you're just hoping and praying, and you hit it, right? That's what you got to hope for.
It's scary how much he looks like Dallas Goedert too. Peyton Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yep, he does a little bit. Yep. I mean, like we talked about, there's good players that still be had in the third round. Like there's guys who can have legitimate big time NFL careers drafted later. This is where you always, like, I think you win a lot of football games early, but you can create dynasties late in a way. Like if if you have a couple drafts where you do both well, like my point is, like, I'm not saying you got to always do both well. It's impossible. But you have a run of like 2 or 3 years. So let's say 3 years where you're like ding, 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 ding. You're getting contributors. You're getting guys that are, whatever. Like, I'm not saying all 7 rounds, but say your first like 4 rounds that you're like ding, 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 year in, year out, and you're hitting. That's where you create something real special, and it gives you the flexibility then to spend stupid money per se. It gives you that flexibility. If you can ding, 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 their first 4 rounds, and you can, that's a guy, that's a player, that's a guy who will be able to take a step at the next level, whatever you look at it as. And you're able to assess that and nail it. You could be great for a long time.
As long as you don't completely get a stiff and whiff at the top, and you hit like every once in a while on these late round guys, you're fine. Where you get in trouble is when you whiff, when you pick Jalen Reagor, when you pick Marcus Smith, when you pick, and every GM does it. We just care more about
Danny
how.
Watkins.
Danny Watkins. That's why I didn't want that Latua Latu. He wants to be a fireman when he retires. Nope.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Nope. I'm good.
Latu's
Play for
awesome.
champ. Wants to be a fireman.
Latu's going to be a stud.
Cool.
But,
And maybe
We got fireman
he
PTSD.
he can go be a stud, and I think he went to the Colts. He can go be a stud there.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Tom, me. I've always said day 2 is my favorite day because, like, you had the first round. That's where obviously the top talent is, but like there is still talent that falls, and when you get that talent that falls to the second round, that value is like you get so much good value in rounds 2 and 3, and it's amazing. So if you are on point, you can really get some great players in round 2. And like I think the Eagles, they put out a post on social media right before the draft started of like day 2, and then they showed, they had like a collage of all their best day 2 picks, and you look at that collage, it's like, wow, they got freaking studs. You know what I mean? Like Dawkins, Westbrook, McCoy, like the list goes on and on. Like there are so many phenomenal players that get picked on day 2.
You can get Hall of Famers on day 2, right? It's not like you can only get
absolutely.
It's not like you can only get Hall of Famers on day 1, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point of creating a dynasty. Like you want to go to Super Bowls yearly, right? You not only like do you have to hit the quarterback position, but to me, you just need a good enough one. right? Like my quarterback just got to be good enough.
Yeah.
Like if I'm able to nail picks consistently for a 3-4 year stretch, and those, and I get those gold jacket type guys, right? I get those all-time Eagle type guys. That's how you go on a run. Now, not every draft are you going to have 4 guys that you're hitting that high on. But if you can get, my point is, if you get one a year that's a Goldie, right? If you get one a year that's got Goldie potential, or you get one a year that's an all-time Eagle, that's really all you need. You get one a year that's an all-time Eagle, you're in that conversation yearly. If your quarterback is top 10, right? That's how I look at that. If you have a top 10 quarterback year in, year out, and you nail picks. Now listen, you got to nail early. Like early, you got to be starters, impact cats. You can't miss. Like I don't give guys free passes on day one, but necessarily because they might do good on day 2. Like you got to hit day 1. That's where your money's being spent.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's important. But you definitely, it's not just hit day 1 and go to bed. Now it can be, but what you did tonight is go to bed. What you did over the last 24 hours, you can go to bed, because I think you have those types of players that you're bringing in here with 2 picks, right? But you need to leave a draft with 2 starters every year. That got to be impactful in some way. If you just want to be good, right? If you just don't want to be a dumpster fire, you better leave with 2 starters. Now, how good those starters are, different question. But if you want to be competitive, you better leave with 2. Yep. Now, the great organizations, will leave with a pimp. Now, we're talking about the great ones of like all time. I'm not talking about obviously look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs have done a great job in the draft. They've done a great job in the draft. They've obviously arguably the greatest tight end ever and the greatest quarterback maybe when it's all said and done ever too, right? So I get that side of it. But they've won in the draft if you look at it. Mm-hmm. Right? I know Jones is a monster, but look at some of the young players they had on defense. They're really good. Look at Rice this year. Right? Rice?
McDuffie.
Yeah. Like McDuffie, like they've done a really good job. There was a kid from Missouri that's a linebacker. I'm drawing a blank on his name that I don't know. And there's a DN that everybody clowned on draft.
Nick Bolton.
Yeah. There's been a lot of like clowns of the Chiefs picks over the years, and they've seemed to hit those guys that me included were like, I don't know who that guy is. Hey, Andy. There's Andy. Hey, Andy. Peeking out with a firefighter again. Right? But like they've paid off. They paid off. So you got to be able to continuously do it. And, I'll give credit. This draft's not even defined because nobody's played a snap. But if you go over after Reagor, Howie almost got put back in the closet, right? And what's transpired is when you put Howie in a closet or it's even up for debate, that dude's on a mission. Yep. And we've seen that mission. That mission is saying, hey,
second he's put in that closet.
Yeah, I mean, PY glazed me last night for it, and and I appreciate it, but I begged for that for years. And I know Brinkman's the guy who's begged for it, so I wasn't alone. This wasn't just a Tom Arnone insight. Like, go to champions, go to the big boys, get their best player, get team captains that are studs. Like, we don't have to reach, right? And they did a great job of that. And this year was a little different, but you still walked away with top 15 talent with 2 picks. So, and you didn't draft in the top 15. So, as it looks on paper, a home run. But you go Jordan Davis, you might not like it, but that was a good draft overall. I would rather have Kyle Hamilton when you look back on it right now. But Jordan Davis' career isn't over yet. Yeah. Jalen Carter obviously looks to be a home run. You talk about Devontae Smith. You talk about sort of where they went back to. Nolan Smith, we'll see what he is in year 2. And I'm not even getting into Milton Williams and other guys that have been contributors. So, and that's not a big school, but I'm just saying Milton Williams was a really good pick that just needs to be on the field more, in my opinion. Yeah. So there's my rant.
Yeah, no, I absolutely.
Favorite bust of all time. Someone put it in the chat. Jerome McDougal.
Oh,
the only
oh my God.
Favorite bust of all time.
Who we drafted the guy that shot themselves?
Only guy from 99 to 04 from the U that didn't make the Hall of Fame.
That missed.
Yep. My buddy. Yeah, the best man at my wedding. My buddy. And if he's listening, he'll laugh. But, he bought a McDougal jersey right after they drafted him. Because we were all like, yeah, dude, we went to the well. We went to the U. Let's go. We were all U. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Can't miss this one. What a pick.
No.
And I think he might have shot himself. He might have shot himself like 3 weeks later.
Didn't he say it was like a rival? Like he tried to say like someone robbed him, but he really just shot himself like an idiot.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
He cheddar bobbed himself essentially.
No, Marcus Smith wasn't a bigger bust because he had like he stayed in the league for a minute. He still stinks.
The funny thing about that draft is if you just swap those first 2 picks, it doesn't look as bad as it was.
Yeah.
Right? Because I forget the wide receiver. I'm blanking on his name.
Jordan Matthews.
Jordan Matthews. He wasn't terrible.
No,
Right?
he wasn't
So, like,
terrible.
if you just swap those 2 picks and Matthews was your first rounder and Smith was your second, you don't have that much ill will towards it, but because they did it
Well,
the way
Smith
they
was
did
also expected to be a second-round pick, so I don't think anyone would have been, like, up in arms like they were.
Exactly.
Because everyone was just like, what is he doing in the first round? He does not belong here.
Yeah, no, Tommy, to your rant, that's perfectly said, right? Your first 3 rounds, every year, if you're finding 1 to 2 high impact starters, right, in rounds 1 through 3, and then rounds 4 through 7, if every couple of years you can find a couple of those diamonds that, are rotational pieces and maybe 1 star. If you keep doing that on rotation, you're going to be the top of the league for a long time.
Yeah, because you can go spend your money on what you really want.
Right.
Yep.
And not necessarily what you need.
Next year,
Right.
they'll have close to 60 million.
There's a difference. Like you can go say, you know what? I really want this toy, right? I don't have to go out and spend stupid money on a need that guy might just be the best player on the market, but not a great player, right? We know how that works, right? In all sports where the market's not big for certain positions, certain years, right? And there isn't a ton out there, but you're in need of a corner and there isn't one out there, right? Those types of years, okay? Where you can say, you know what, like I have those positions. I can go spend on what I want. Spending on what you want over what you need, way different, baby. It's a way different conversation. That makes sense. I felt like it was great.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense.
I feel like it made a ton of sense in my head, and I don't know if it came out.
Perfect sense.
No, it was one of those deals.
When you're in
like,
situations like that, you have to overspend. Like,
yeah. My wife was also texting me, so I was trying to.
No, I've been there too. Listen, I had to put him to bed tonight, but like combo guard deal. But I had to. Yeah. I like to do it when I get to see him before bed, and that took up. What was I going for 45?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of can we tickle daddy, and then it was like, can I run fake like I'm walking into a wall trying to get out of the room for 10 minutes, and I'll just die laughing.
So some picks I want to just recap real quick. We got Tampa Bay got Chris Braswell, so that's unfortunately Rob. That's the other edge defender I was talking about. That is a power guy.
I mean, we got a long way to 78.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect that.
Green Bay, Javon Bullard, safety.
Another safety.
I like that.
No, I'm sorry. They didn't go to first safety. They went linebacker. They went Cooper first.
Who? Oh,
Green Bay. Green Bay went Cooper. I was thinking the Minnesota kid. He went somewhere. Who'd he go?
Yeah.
Newman. He went to the Giants.
Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Green Bay got Bullard from Georgia, and he's really good too. He's really good. Yep.
Remember, we jumped to DeJean for them, so that they probably expected to get him in the second round.
Right. Yeah. Then Buffalo got Cole Bishop, another trade C kind of safety, but he has a little bit of a like mentally processing wise, he kind of gets caught, but he has traits. It's very size and athleticism is there. So Buffalo's they lost, I think, both their safeties.
Yeah,
so
that's where you thought they might have taken DeJean early, right?
Yeah.
Because they were losing Hyde and Poyer.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen might have called someone and said, "Yo, like, if you don't pick a receiver here, like,
I'm out."
Please,
I don't disagree with you one bit there. Absolutely.
Pick a receiver.
Yes.
Listen, I have no problem with them doing what they did, though. I want to be clear on that because I actually think, I actually think they did it. They did it the right way. They're trying to build around their quarterback by acquiring picks, and you know what I mean. They're trying to sort of do it that way.
Too. Like, people are like, well, what are they doing? Like, they're this window where they had this core of guys like Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, obviously Von Miller was a pick. They was a trade acquisition they relied on heavily. Like these guys are out the window, going out the window. Like they have to now turn that roster over. So they've got to like accumulate assets. They've got to retool. You know what I mean? So like you've got to kind of like take a step back in order to take 2 steps forward at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So like it makes complete sense. You trade back, get some more assets, and still try to fill. But like this core of the team is not going to be the same. They've got to get young guys back into this and rebuild. Like I think 2024 is transition year for them, and then we'll see how they look in 2025.
Yeah, they're trying to acquire. Oh, sorry, put that back. They're trying to acquire picks right now, right? They're trying to sort of redo it.
Absolutely cringe. I absolutely cringe when they traded that pick to the Chiefs. Like,
well, you knew where the Chiefs were going.
Yeah.
And it just makes the Chiefs even more lethal offensively now.
They bounce you every year, and you're just gonna give them what they want.
Give them whatever they want.
That wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like the one team you're like not allowed to trade with.
Yeah.
Right. If you're the Buffalo Bills, to Brinks' point, like that's the one team you're like, all right, we can't field their calls.
Yeah. They're in your phone as do not answer. Right. Yeah. Crazy ex-girlfriend, right?
Yeah, never.
That should literally be the Dolphins and Saints. Under no circumstances should you be picking up Hallie Rosen's phone call.
Yeah, they haven't.
For Don's Lions.
James, your guy Rekestraw went to Detroit.
Dude, he's good. He's really good. Dude, he played like 500 snaps in the SEC and never let up a touchdown in coverage.
Yeah, that's special.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
I almost don't care where you're playing if you do it, but the SEC just makes me think like, how'd you drop?
Well, Mitchell did it. Mitchell did it too. It was just at Toledo.
Like I said, impressive wherever you do it. You do it in the SEC. I question, why'd you drop, babe? How bad a cat? Who didn't come to your birthday party? We're back to this. Like, who didn't show up? Who didn't show up?
Who didn't show up to your
birthday? Didn't show up
2 years ago.
Yeah.
He played the last 2 seasons, so I don't.
With Rekestraw, I think it was a lack of size and
yeah, he's only 5'11".
5'11", and like he didn't test well athletically, and like on tape you can see like his athleticism doesn't pop out. So I think they were like, can he translate? But like second round, you're in the late second round, you absolutely take a guy who has that type of production. Like the film is a film, and so like second round, I would absolutely take him. I had him going in this range. And I think it was a good spot for him.
Listen, you add on that Terry and Arnold was their first round pick.
Yes.
The Detroit Lions went the same direction we did.
Yes.
Right, where they went young there. And, that's it. I think both came out smelling delicious out of their first 2 picks when you talk about the Eagles and the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can make an argument that you like the Lions better. People could. Right? I'm sure there is an argument out there, especially from Don. I would hope. Right? I would hope you'd be able to sell me that you like the Lions 2 picks better. Now, big board wise, for 95% of the public, right, and the people who do this stuff, Dijon, I'm going to call him Dijon, like John, because we're doing that. So Dijon and Mitchell. Yep. And Mitchell, okay, they're both higher rated guys. So, you make that's the argument for the Eagles is
PFF had them as their 9th and 10th ranked prospects
overall. Yeah.
Yep. Which is insane.
FPFF, but still, they're high.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, they're high.
I mean, does it really matter?
That's true.
If you have him at 10 or if you have him at 24, like the value is still insane.
Yes, the value is crazy.
And then
Ravens
Missouri,
went
I like guys that are part of like rebuilds. Like Missouri's never good at football, and I think they won the Orange Bowl last year.
They did.
So anyone
that was a disaster watching that game though.
Well, because I'm sure the
offense is back a bazillion years.
Well, because guys sat out probably.
No, it was just 2 terrible offenses.
Missouri and Ohio State, I think they beat, right?
Yeah, that's right. No, you're right. Ohio State had a bunch of people sitting out. Yeah.
Right. But they're still probably loaded, even their second stringers. But
yeah,
like Kentucky was good for a couple years there. That's why I like Levis a little bit. Like that means you're part of a culture change. I think that means something.
Absolutely does.
Until he puts mayo in his coffee.
Exactly. You can't trust him after that.
Oh, there's trust issues, but
definitely a head scratcher with the mayo. I like mayo as much as the next guy, but I'm not putting it in my coffee.
Ew.
There's places it doesn't belong.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Anywhere.
That's Greg. I don't even know what that means.
Because mayo is disgusting.
He doesn't like mayo.
He's so dry. Look at him.
It's like blue cheese. Blue cheese is gross. Like, what is it?
Yes.
Yeah, blue cheese. Yeah, but mayo's good.
Is
on a
it?
sandwich.
I'm with you there, but I guess I'm.
It is.
Pete.
Chiefs traded up
Are you
again.
sure?
Pete, you're the PY.
You guys want to eat dry, Joel? Dry.
You are the last person to talk about food.
Your guys' throats are so dry now because you put nothing on it.
Bullying me, Chucks.
I just want to pinch it with bread.
Yeah,
I do. I'm okay with it. They make fun of
you and Greg's throats are so dry, your insides from not like putting anything damp on stuff. Like imagine eating something with nothing on it. How do you not even mustard in me? How do you not even like sprinkle a little mustard? Like you can't be you can't be anti-spread. If you're anti-spread, you're anti-food. You know what I mean? That's to me. Like you're anti-food then.
You're anti-condiment.
Well, how you anti-condiment?
I like condiments on specific things. I like ketchup with my French fries. I like ketchup on my hot dog and burger.
Oh, dangerous! Ooh. My God!
Listen, if you like mayo on some stuff, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation. But all jokes aside, we're right there at 10K. Few more to go. So who's going to break the cherry for us tonight? Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, comment in. Let's fuck with an algorithm for the rest of this draft because we're trying to get to 70 here, and we're right around the block. We're right around the corner. 70 is in our sights.
Oh, Chiefs got their tackle. Kingsley Sumatia. That's a good pick.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
That Andy?
That's a good. Yep, that's Andy. That's a good.
No, I know because BYU.
I just watched him jump out of a pool.
Look at this guy.
My
Look at this guy. He's a freak.
He's a monster.
Oh my Lord.
Yep, he is. Yeah, Kingsley Sumatia is good.
God bless.
Dude, and he played every snap at right tackle one year and then every snap at the left tackle.
Yep.
Like, okay. Good pick, Andy.
They got tackle. He's going to start when day one.
It's funny, too. They traded up with San Fran to get that pick.
Yeah, San Fran to get him,
That dude is a monster.
Yep.
I mean, but that's Andy. Andy loves those. Andy loves BYU. You guys know. I mean, Andy loves BYU.
Going back to the alma mater.
He loves those.
There were some. I had a late first grade on Kingsley, so the fact that they got him late second, that is a steal in my eyes. He's a beast. He's really good.
Well, Niners know who they wanted.
Interesting tidbit from Don Knight there. He's Penei Sewell's cousin.
Oh shoot!
Okay.
I did not know
fun.
That. Yep. Yeah, watch the Niners take Corley. So now they would have Pearsall and Corley, and then I'd be like, just freaking trade Ayuk.
Well, are they going to trade Ayuk, or what are they doing?
I think
they have to trade one of them.
I'm not trading Ayuk. I'm trading Samuel if I'm trading one of them.
It's more Samuel.
They paid Samuel. They didn't pay Ayuk.
But there were all the rumors saying that they were considering trading Debo. Patriots now, Patriots trying to get him, but like Ayuk is the better player. Ayuk is a better player. What I'm saying is because right now we all hate the Niners. I would love to see Ayuk leave because he deserves better. So,
does anyone like the Niners unless you're a Niners fan? Like
at this point, I don't think so.
You got Shanahan, blah, Brock Purdy, blah. Christian
I think
McCaffrey.
they've got like a couple. They have a couple of players that are likable, but that's it.
I guess.
Which ones? Where am I missing? Which ones?
I like Christian McCaffrey's probably the only likable guy on that whole thing.
Fred Warner. Fred Warner.
No, man, no. His wife's a crybaby. I'm good. I'm out.
That's his wife. I'm talking about Fred Warner.
I cashed a monster ticket last year.
Yeah, bro, but we got to factor in the family. You got to factor in the family. Anna Horford's a piece of garbage, right? So that makes Al who you associate yourself with.
But did you before our Week 13 game with him? Did you guys hear what Fred Warner said when?
No,
so
Fred
you know how
Warner is the best
Debo and them
linebacker
were-
in football. So I don't.
Debo and them were still crying and everything, about that. Like they were still whining and all that. And then a reporter asked Warner about it, about the animosity, and Warner said straight up, he was like, I don't agree with everyone still trying to say it's a revenge game. The Eagles beat us last year fair and square. Time to move on. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but I felt like he was the only Niner that willing to come up and say that. So, like, to me, like, he gained some respect. So, and he's the best linebacker in the game. So
Yeah, he's their best player. So,
yeah,
outside him and McCaffrey, and they're the only two guys that you can make a case that are likable.
Well,
I'm
their
joking
head
around
coach-
about family, but their head coach is not likable at all.
No,
Yeah,
he's
you know
a
I'm
whiner,
sour with
so
him,
all
Chad.
their
I'm
players.
sour.
He's
are
a perennial
whiners.
loser. I've been telling you guys this for years. Like you got a job. You got the second job because of daddy. Anybody who loses a game like that, and you're the offensive goddamn coordinator, you ain't getting a job again.
Bernardo.
You are not. Who is getting a job again after that type of Super Bowl collapse on the national stage if your last name is not Shanahan? I'm not saying he's not a good coach.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I think
Dan Quinn
I'm
the head
starting to
coach
believe.
there?
Yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan is an elite offensive coordinator.
For sure.
I don't think he's a head coach. Like I now I'm firm. I believe that. I think like offensive wise, he's as much of a genius as there is currently. But in terms of, you guys all know this, when you're a head coach, there's more to being that than just designing an offense. And
Exactly.
I think the other elements
Ask Chip
of being a head
Kelly.
coach, the other elements of being a head coach, he lacks that. In-game decision managing, player management, player relations, like roster management. So like I don't think he's a good head coach. I think he's an elite offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I question him on everything but besides designing a play. Which, I mean, is saying what you're saying, just in a different way. I trust the guy to write me up, design me a ton of plays that are going to be filthy, because I think he's really good at like tons of movement, tons of different things he does in his offense that I like a lot. But I can never.
You can't trust him in big moments. Like,
Yeah, you could tell me, Tom, you could take him as your offensive coordinator right now, and I'll pass. I'll pass because of what I want. I can't watch. I can't watch that anymore. And then say I can hire you and anything, but you got to stay away from game day. Just give me the script. You know what I mean? Just pass me over the script. We don't want to even talk to you. We don't even want to talk to you.
Super Bowl, you were just waiting for that moment. You were waiting for that one moment to where everything just flipped the script, and you're like, there it is.
That Super Bowl just confirmed it even more. But like I said, the Atlanta one's like the worst Super Bowl collapse in NFL history. Like that's not a debate.
Okay, can we Bernardo Green?
Renardo.
I don't know who that is.
Greg, are you like am I missing something? I had like a round 4 grade on Bernardo Green.
Yeah, this is high. He's not terrible, but he's not here.
Late second, Bernardo Green.
No, he's not.
Good.
Here.
Let him do their thing.
Yeah.
Let him do their thing.
Oh, just traded up.
San Fran is probably thinking they're smarter than everybody else. Right?
That's who they are.
Of course.
But yes, I agree with you, Chucks. I didn't think he was this early.
Same
Well,
organization.
they did the same thing in the first round too. Like Ricky Pearsall's not as good as Leggett or McConkey or any of those guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's trying to outsmart everyone. Look what a genius I am.
Well, this is John Lynch, right? He picks the dudes.
Yeah, John Lynch.
You think they're not?
Kyle Shanahan has control.
Like,
too. Like,
you think he's not telling them what guys to pick? Like, I want this guy. He's going to fit my offense. He's going to be amazing.
Why would you listen to Kyle Shanahan about a cornerback?
Because he has that power.
He shouldn't on defense.
To be fair, Kyle Shanahan, when he was coming up and when he was like younger and working his way up on teams, one of the things he did was he studied defense. He was on the defensive side and learned from defensive coaches. So he does know the defensive side pretty well. That's part of the reason why he knows offense well. But back to the main point, he has a lot of control over this roster, along with Lynch. So like this is any roster decisions. That's why I said like with Kyle, like roster decision, roster management. It's like he's questionable. He's very questionable.
Yep, he is.
So what? The Jets had no 2, and now they're picking. What is this? The first pick of the 3rd round?
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are there.
I guess the Rodgers deal.
Yep.
That's why we're almost up because we have
Yeah, we're at
Washington.
78.
Oh, 78? Oh.
Still got a little ways. I wish they would just run through these.
Why did I think it was 70? Was it originally, did we think it was 70 and it was really 78? I don't know where I got 70 from.
No.
But either way.
Yeah, 78.
Either way. Maybe I got 70 because I thought it was from Washington and they're obviously have a higher, they have
Gotcha.
they have
I
67.
mean, they have tons of assets for the rest of the draft. Like, if you need to move up for a guy like later on, like you have the ammo to do so.
Yeah, that's up for them to figure out at this point in the draft, right?
Yep.
You know, but there's some football players still left.
Oh yeah.
You know, you've heard of or you know, you've seen play.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even mind like if you want to go to that you could go Brendan Rice later on in this draft.
Yeah.
I'll take pedigree.
Chuck, who's your UNC guy?
I'll take a pedigree pick.
My UNC.
What?
USC. Your USC running back.
Oh, Marshawn Lloyd.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't look at him unless he's there in like the round 4, because once you get to round 4, that's an absolute steal. So, but yeah, I wouldn't take him round 3, not at 78. No,
No, I wasn't thinking so. I'm just thinking because
Yeah, but he's still all of the running back stuff for Brooks are still available.
Can I just laugh my ass off the fact that like Jerry is talking about how amazing that kid is and we love him. He's gonna be a good old boy. We're gonna love having him here in Dallas. And then you told everyone how good he was. What are you doing, you idiot?
Jerry Jones, senile.
It's okay. They're all in on Zeke Elliott. That's what he meant from day one.
Apparently, I mean they passed on Trey Benson. They need a running back really bad.
Did you see Jerry being an idiot at his press conference? Like, yeah, we don't have a chance. We're the 24th best team in the league. That's why we picked 24th.
Yes.
No,
that's what I was saying.
Jerry.
Senile.
Like, no, Jerry, that's not how that works.
Yeah, Jerry's a moron. He shows that time.
I hope he lives forever.
I do too.
Let's keep going, Jerry.
He is going to live forever. He's one of them.
The second his son takes over, that's when you need to worry as an Eagles fan.
Stephen Jones isn't half bad. Yeah, he's not half bad.
Well, he's the reason why they don't have number 2 as their starting quarterback.
I can't believe the Niners went Renardo Green. That is, oh my god! Like
I can Chucks because this is what the smartest guys in the room do.
Yeah.
Listen, could it end up being a hit one day for him? Maybe it does, right?
Like, I just,
you know what I mean? But I don't think so.
I absolutely could. I'm not like the best at evaluating talent whatsoever. So like that's why I asked Greg. I was
really
like,
good pick.
Greg, like what? Like, am I missing something with Renardo Green? Because it's not like I watched a ton of tape. I watched just a little bit, but I did not see him as a day 2 guy.
When I watched some of the FSU games I watched, right? He wasn't necessarily the guy standing out to me on the defense side of the football.
Chucks, is your linebacker still here? Is he still available?
He's still hanging around.
What did we get him?
I hope so. I really, really hope so.
We'll drop him around. Colson.
Junior Colson. He's still there.
I can only imagine people overreacting to drafting him instead of Trotter.
Oh my god! Like he's better than Trotter. Like
he is. I like Trotter too.
There's a lot of linebackers. My boy's better than Trotter too. Jalen Ford.
But like everyone just saw
120.
See the name, and then they went to Clemson. They're like, he's amazing. I'm like, is he? He was like the 6th best linebacker in this class. Like,
I like him.
Good.
He's a good linebacker, but he's not like up there. You know what I mean? So
he's not a first-round guy or nothing like that, but he's good.
No.
Yeah.
He played next to a first-round guy. He'll be at Barrett Carter, who's just a
So here's the linebacker still available, right? Junior Colson, like we talked about. Peyton Wilson, like we talked about earlier. Cedric Gray, and Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Yeah, and then Trevin Wallace too. Trevin Wallace.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other ones. I don't want to get too many in Howie's head.
I'm very curious.
I'm sure he's
very curious to see where he goes.
Some good tight ends still available too. Yep. Javian Sanders, name to look for, and Cade Stover. Cooper Beebe, offensive guard. So there's some names to throw them out there that could be taken here shortly by the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm actually wouldn't be mad at any of those linebackers.
Nope.
I wouldn't either, Tom. I wouldn't either.
And usually I have an opinion like that, but
they're
don't.
all upgrades from what we have.
I like the Junior Colson Bass Chucks because you've sold me on it, but you know how I feel about guys who were with programs that won. Right? You know how my beliefs are on that, especially when you were a big reason why, when you're talking about how good their defense was, right? So and to get that kind of guy in the third round, I like a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
He's the Mike too on the championship
he's the Mike.
defense.
Yeah, and he's a 3-down linebacker, 3-down guy. So the second running back came off the board. Trey Benson went to the Cardinals. It's a good spot. Good spot for him.
There's a surprise team waiting to happen out there in the West.
The Cardinals are building.
I think
if Kyler Murray can get back to what he was a couple years ago, yeah.
He has the talent, and they took my boy Robinson at 27, and they obviously Marvin Harrison Jr. is about as can't miss as you can get in today's day and age.
Don't sleep on the wide receiver they took last year, Michael Wilson. He can be a good 2. So you have Marvin, and then you get Michael Wilson. Now they drafted Trey Benson. Yeah, they're building.
They traded my boy Rondell Moore too. I don't know why he's not I think he went to Atlanta.
Well, I think it's because they like Dortch better than Moore. Trey McBride, I forgot. You mentioned Trey McBride. So they're building that offense.
Rondell Moore, just the token 14th round fantasy pick. Pray breaks out. Washington's picking again.
Yes.
Who's their GM these days?
Washington.
Joshua Harris.
Joshua Harris, yeah.
Was it
that loser?
Yeah, he hired the guy who built the Warriors as a consultant at the beginning of the offseason.
Sure, why not?
It's dude, the Warriors play basketball.
Ooh, they got Brandon Coleman. Damn,
they took a guard. I think they took a guard last pick too.
One of the guys I liked. Damn.
They're doing well. They are doing well.
Who, the Commanders?
I'm liking a lot of their picks.
I'm not doing half bad, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know how much I like. I know people do. I'm iffy on Drake May a little bit.
Well, he's not on. They have Daniels.
Daniels. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, May is on the New England, who just has no chance to succeed.
I mixed them up for a second. on where they were taken.
Because they took a guard. No, I'm sorry, that guy was a tight end. Stennett from Kansas
that's who they took. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know that guy.
He didn't really look great. When on you think if they showed me tight end highlights, I'd be impressed on the screen, and when they showed him, I wasn't ooh, right? Oh, okay. There was one block he had that was nice. But they've had a good draft. Daniels, Newton.
It's interesting because
they had 3 seconds.
It's the past, what is it? I think it's the past 10 years, at least one team that finished last in their division the previous year wins their division the next year. Last year, obviously, the Texans made a lot of noise. So interesting to see. And the Texans started that road to the divisional round on draft night. They grabbed two of the top 3 guys.
Well, Washington had, they had 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. That's one way to do it, Robbie. You know what I mean? Yep. If you're gonna turn the light switch on overnight, that's the only way you do it. That and free agency, but they've definitely had a lot of picks. I do like the Jaden Daniels, obviously, but I don't. Time will tell. Time will tell. I don't know if they have the roster to do that yet, though.
No.
I'm just saying, no one had to. I'm not saying it's going to be Washington, but one of these teams that finished last is, statistically speaking, is going to finish first in their division. Is it going to be Washington? I don't know. Probably not. I kind of hope that the Eagles.
Well, the Bears finished last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you have it.
That's
if that offense doesn't win, that defense is pretty good still.
No.
What happened?
Why? Who went?
Junior Colson's off the board.
Gerard Mayo.
Damn.
Yeah, Gerard Mayo's not going to miss there. So.
Chargers got him. Chargers got him.
Did they pick any offense? Have they discovered that
Chargers?
you need to score points to win?
Chargers got him. So Jim Harbaugh got his guy.
Yeah, well, they got the guy from Georgia.
Who?
Junior Colson goes to Jim Harbaugh.
The Chargers.
Where?
Chargers, yeah.
New England.
I have the Patriots on the clock.
I'm looking at Twitter.
Oh, you're ahead of us. You're on 69.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on 69. I got you.
Yeah.
Who the Patriots pick that?
I'm not sure.
Someone who can score, can run.
Guy.
I just got back, so I'm.
Yeah, well, can you get us? Can you give us the pass that happened to with New England before you got us into the future? Anybody know New England?
Sorry, let me see.
Hasn't been announced yet.
Sorry. I don't know. Ari went from Cardinals to Chargers. He didn't say who the Patriots picked.
Nobody. They just skipped them over. They just said, you know what? Bill's not there anymore. We're just going to skip you. No Bill, no Tom.
Oh, shit. No.
We ain't scared of no ghost.
Colson's gone. Oh,
sorry, pal.
Well, it's like, remember the Vikings missed their pick 2 years in a row, and they got
off
skipped.
homer for Kyle. That's nice. Lead off homer for Schwartz. Anybody keep track at home? Yep.
Leadoff hitter.
Oh, is that on? I can't.
Elite leadoff hitter.
Stud. The best
Don't worry.
in the business.
Some 90-year-old grandpa is going to complain about it.
I'm so sick of arguing with people over Kyle Schwarber in the leadoff spot.
I mean, you're not arguing over anyone. Like, there's just one old dude who won't shut the hell up about it. Excuse me, Rob. I don't think this is right. Well, we seem to keep winning with him. I think we'll continue.
And what? He led off the game with a home run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Fantasy.
Man, we still haven't got this pick yet.
Probably end up being the best leadoff hitter in the Phillies.
I don't know. Some guy was pretty good a couple years ago.
All right. So if I'm looking at linebacker, I want Cedric Gray. Probably the most, but I will take Peyton Wilson. I will take Jeremiah.
In true
Trotter.
Eagles fashion, they will take Trotter Jr.
They probably will. Watch. And I'm not going to be mad. I'm just,
No. But, like, I had people who were like, we got to take him in the first round. And I'm like, you need to stop doing drugs.
Yeah, I think those people were talking like a couple, before like the combine and stuff. That's when I
stop doing.
Before
that's true.
Put the paint thinner down. Pour the line of Coke right into the trash because you are doing too much, sir.
Yeah, nobody looked at it. He's like 225-pound middle linebacker. Nobody looked at.
But I mean, in
They
today's
saw the
NFL,
name in the school, and they're like, "Well, that's my guy."
I'm just playing devil's advocate with you guys, but in today's NFL, you better be able to get sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
Yes,
And you better be able to cover.
Yep.
So I'm not telling you he's a first-round player. Let me make that clear very quickly. But I think you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They could pick him at 78.
No, it makes sense there. I agree. Yeah, people who were.
Yeah, first round's egregious. Yeah.
But anywhere else, he's absolutely a in play for sure.
But we're still talking about Trotter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when I post this Schwarber 100th home run, I'm gonna caption it. That's my leadoff hitter.
Yes.
There you
I
go.
love that.
I just want to trigger the cats. We'll trigger the cats.
Everybody.
Bunch
Kane
of
Wallace.
crybabies.
Trigger. Kate Wallace.
Oh, the Patriots went Caden Wallace, Penn State tackle.
Greg?
Did they pick anyone on offense? The Patriots.
Greg
They know that's
Brinks.
a thing.
Greg Brinks for your loser, Nittany
they-
Lions. Any thoughts?
I'm not as big into him. I mean, I'm not as big into him as Greg is. I don't watch him every week or anything. I guess. I mean, they're cool. I don't understand why Chop
What
Robinson.
do you mean
like
they're
this.
cool? Like, somebody give me about Greg. Can you tell me about him?
Yeah, go to Greg.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a right tackle. He played a lot. He's not going to overpower you, but he's your typical Big Ten right tackle. I think it's a good pick there. The opposite side was Fashanu, who was a top 10 pick, and probably would have been a top 10 pick last year if he would have came out as well.
Gotcha.
So
Thank you.
he's on the right side. He played well.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Why can't they just
And,
pick?
That was fun.
Brinks,
That
they
was
took
fun.
Jalen Polk.
It wasn't fun.
Jalen Polk?
Polk.
That guy?
Yeah.
They're so boring. They're so boring.
Yeah.
They're boring. They've been boring forever, but they had Tom Brady.
Who?
Now they don't have Tom Brady.
Out of Patriots?
Patriots.
Yeah.
There's just nothing. Who do you game plan for? And then you expect guys that you pick a quarterback at 3. Cool. Like, he's not going to be good there.
He ain't gonna be
Can't
good
be.
ever. He ain't gonna be good ever. I would think him Bo Nix over him. And everybody can laugh at me. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You can laugh at me.
Well,
I don't-
Bo
I
Nix
don't
going to be a
have,
stud
like-
with the boy wonder.
I don't have
Sean
strong
Payton.
convictions over any quarterback outside of Caleb Williams. So
No,
I'm not
you
gonna-
know how I feel about Caleb. I'm leaving him out
I'm
of that.
not going to argue.
Right, but
against anyone, like,
You can argue
I
that
don't-
number 2 quarterback all day here.
yeah,
For
I
anybody,
don't-
absolutely.
You can argue for any of those players. Like we just poo-poo because Bo Nix is what, 23? Like we're acting like he's like 30. Or is he 24? Like he's not that old. Like we're acting like these guys are like old men, like Chris Winkie. Like, oh, he's 30. Like he was 30 on draft night. I mean, okay, yeah, that's a guy I don't want to draft. All right, sure. All right, that's a guy I stay away from. But 24, 25 maybe? Like, come on. Like, all right, let's go. If you can play, you can play. I'm gonna get caught up in your goddamn age. Like, yeah, there's a number. There's a number I got. Over 25, I'm gonna pass. Right? I'll pass. But
You
like
don't want
25 or
Brandon
younger, I don't even want 25, but every one of them's 24. Like that's the oldest you're gonna get usually is 24.
Especially with today's with the COVID rules and the extra years, that's what
Yeah.
everybody is right now.
We're gonna start like downplaying guys now. Like Bo Nix, I told this last night. Bo Nix in a normal draft might be the projected number 1 overall pick. Just because he's a quarterback. Like if there wasn't a lot of quarterbacks, that's a guy that could. I'm not saying he would be or deserving of it. Yeah, he's 24 years old. How that guy's like 90. All right, I'm done ranting about that. But I just think it's funny. Like we get caught up. Because one guy's like 2 years younger, so that makes him better. It's gonna be better because he's younger.
Yeah,
Got more room to grow.
You look back a few years, Sam Howell was a number 1 overall pick before his senior year, and then he sucked ass.
Yeah.
How'd that turn out?
Marshy, clear him, Marshy, clear him.
Oh, what a stud. Hope
So
we don't
good.
face a lefty soon because he's out.
So good. So all he does is hit. All he does is hit. Love him. Love him. Yeah, no Chris Winkie. Yeah, Dynasty. Who's on the clock? The Giants?
Yeah, Giants are up soon.
They should have stopped picking.
Yep.
Dan, we almost had a nice pick fall into our lap with Colson.
One. Almost. Yeah.
So would you stay at 78 or would you possibly trade down to see if you can get any more assets?
I'm indifferent at this point. I
I'd
like our
stay.
first two
I'd
picks
stay.
so much that
I'd
they
stay.
can.
I think it just depends on what's there.
If someone's going to call and want something that you don't necessarily need, then cool, have at it, right? But if your guy's there and it's your pick, can go get him, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, they got Andrew Phillips. Nickel.
Tiki Barber announced that pick though, so guarantee bust.
Yep, guarantee
Yep.
bust. Book
Guarantee
it.
bust.
He announced so far all the
Book
second
it.
rounders, so they're bust city right now.
Book
Yeah,
it.
my Giants.
Tiki
my,
did their
my
second
Giants
rounder
buddy is-
too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, my Giants
wanna
buddy
talk
is not
about
having
it.
a good time right now.
Good.
Boy,
I
the
mean, you want
Giants
to talk
are
about an
worse.
all-time hate the face guy? It's Tiki
Yes.
Barber.
Oh, he
And
two
can't
of- and there's
stand
two
you.
of
Oh
them.
my God, cannot stand him. Cannot stand him.
Him and Shockey are his like trigger guys.
Well, your Giants friend?
Yes.
Oh, he hates. He's another Giants fan that hates Tiki Barber.
Yes. Oh, he can't stand Barber.
The amount of Giants fans that hate Tiki Barber is quite simply amazing. Like it's
Here, what's there to like? Unless you want ball on the turf. What's there to like? Because all he
Well,
did
he
was
tells
fumble.
me all the time, he's like, I don't think it's a coincidence that the second they got rid of him, they went to the Super Bowl.
I know. He was trashing Eli Manning on his way out the door, and then Eli said,
Yeah.
"Okay, watch this. I'll go
It's
beat
okay,
Tom
Eli's
Brady."
a first ballot Hall of Famer. Have fun, pal.
Best Manning in the family.
Whoa, whoa. Don't you ever disrespect Cooper like that.
I love how Greg hates Peyton Manning so much.
I know
It's
he
so
hates
funny.
so much.
It's so funny.
You show Cooper
Yeah,
some
because
respect.
back in the day,
'Cause
Greg
he couldn't
was like
beat
me.
Brady.
Greg was like me. Yeah, I was like anti-Peyton forever because I was listen. I was a TV guy. I'm a Brady guy. Like if I'm gonna beat your butt every time I see you, I'm gonna lean to the guy that beats your butt to be better at the time. Now they're both Hall of Famers. They're both all-time greats. But Brady gets a nod, and there ain't no argument.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
There ain't no argument.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not the argument.
I mean, he's
The
gonna lose
hatred-
Well, no,
eventually.
Greg, no, but I know where it comes from because I used to have so many arguments about Brady being better back in the day when they were going against each other that it made you start. It's like Brinks. I can compare it to like Griffey and Frank Thomas. You weren't allowed to like both of them, right? Like it was almost like this.
Yeah.
It was in the universe. Like you can't like both of those guys. Had to pick one. Like you know how it goes sometimes. Like in the moment, Greg's never let the moment go.
No.
Where the rest of the world, the sports world said all-time greats. Peyton's the best. Look at Peyton. I love you, Peyton. Right? Where Greg still has like he's still throwing darts into the poster on the wall. Yeah, he's still darting them.
There's no more face left because I've hit it so many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
It's all forehead.
Oh my
Look at
God.
Greg.
I was always when it came to that, like I was always a Peyton guy, right? And I still probably I love Peyton because I think he's hilarious. But for me, the moment
I won't watch the Manning cast because he's on
the
there.
moment of clarity.
Yes.
The moment of clarity for me was when the Patriots won Super Bowl 51. They came back and beat the Falcons. After that game, I was like, okay, yeah, he's the greatest.
They're so petty.
Brady's the goat.
They're petty.
Like,
They're petty.
No, but
Manning was
I
such
would-
a field general.
Not you. I'm talking about Greg. Greg's so petty.
I know.
Defensive Brock Lobster got him his second Super Bowl.
No, but here's the
That's all
thing.
that
For the Manning cast, for
The
the
Brock
Manning cast,
Lobster.
yo,
Brock
for the Manning
Lobster.
cast, just
Dude
get
couldn't even
rid of-
throw. Dude couldn't even
Dude,
throw on his.
He could throw.
fake-
Somehow he gets
he-
an MVP too.
It's like he had nerve damage all over his body.
He had a
Dude couldn't
fake-
move.
He had a
No, he
fake
didn't.
neck. His neck was literally fake.
Yeah, they had a 3D printed neck on him. He had a 3D print his neck on him. He couldn't even
Like
move.
Joel's
He couldn't
knee.
even
That's
look
where
over and be
Joel's
like,
knee
let me
from.
check out the right side of the field. Like he couldn't even do it.
Oh
Where
my
we got
God.
Joel's knee from? The same
Oh.
3D printer that had Peyton's neck.
I love her talks.
Oh my.
So you're a hate the face Peyton Manning guy.
Yes, 100%.
Of all the people in all the world that you could pick for this
It's like
topic,
there's so
this
many
little rant,
worse people to
you
hate.
pick
Like
him.
Yeah, like Tiki Barber.
yes,
Jason
Tiki Barber.
Seaborn. I hated
Tiki
Jason
Barber's irrelevant
Seaborn.
to me.
That's
Pretty
fair,
boy
Greg. That's
idiot
irrelevant.
USC.
Who?
Seahorn. I hated Jason Seahorn.
You could
Huh?
hate. You could hate the buys.
Yeah, they're all irrelevant.
Well, you better hope. Better hope DeJean's pants don't fall down.
Then he
still
made
tries
that
to make himself relevant, so he's never gone.
I feel like
I
I
love
say
it.
something. I don't know if anybody even hears me.
I hear you.
love it.
His
I feel like
pants
Brink,
stay
I don't know
out.
if Brink. I don't know if Brink's even heard me. Because he said how much he hates Jason Seahorn. I said you better hope Cooper DeJean's pants stay up.
Yeah.
I like it now. You know what I mean? We're not sitting next to each other. I don't know what's going on over there with you guys. I feel like I can't even see us.
Yeah. I forgot about his
what is
pants
she
falling
doing
down.
back
That's
there?
hilarious.
What's she doing back there?
That was like the end of his. That was like the end of the run, of the white corner run right there. Like,
Yeah, they've been extinct since Cooper.
should I say it? Like, we just saw the guy's dick. It's over.
Oh my god.
You're done.
It was nothing special.
And then
Just the guy. One of us. One of us.
Definitely white.
We're pounding there. One of us. One of us. And then, yeah, and then it became extinct.
So
And
I
he
won't
did.
lie. The Cooper DeJean memes tonight have been amazing.
I've
Oh,
not
they're-
had the
I
chance.
haven't
To
looked
see
at
it.
them.
People have been like,
Bro, feel
some
free
of
to
them are
send me
just-
any of these ever. You
Yeah,
know,
I'm
feel
on-
free-
I'm
put 'em up
gladly
on the
sending them
screen.
to you.
I will be open for business to do some things with those things. So
I
thank
think
you.
I sent one to Chuck's where it was like, if someone's in the wine section, it's like excellent whites.
Oh my god. Really likes the white wine. Oh,
somebody just posted like his highlight tape. It's like our Jackie Robinson is here, and I'm just like, oh my effing god!
God. Oh
what
my
the
god,
hell?
Jackie Robinson. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's so wrong, but it's hysterical.
It's great. It's great because we can make fun of ourselves. We're just
You
making
gotta,
fun of
like-
ourselves. Like nobody gets it. I can say whatever I want about it. I'm making fun of the Caucasians. That's what I'm doing. Like we're
have
not known to be great corners. So if he wants to
not
turn it around,
patriotic.
I'm all for it. You know, it's independent started in Philly. So if he wants to be the guy that change it,
yeah,
rewrite it.
it's like
Dynasty,
Shane Gillis. Like
Aaron
there's no
Altair is
there's
another
no white.
hate-the-face guy.
Oh my god, Aaron Altair.
Aaron
I
Altair.
refer
to him
as
See, now
O-
that's a good one.
081.
Wow.
081.
So I have
Cowboys.
a random hate
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Sean Sullivan.
Cowboys
So,
went.
all right, so
Cooper Beebe. So that's two
Jordan
offensive
Wallace-
linemen. Look at Dallas.
Yeah.
Look at Jerry
Yeah.
changing stripes. We see you, Jer. That's two offensive linemen he's taking.
It's because he's lost like half of his offensive line.
Well, I'm not telling.
no, but yeah, that's a good pick though. That's a
No,
good
good pick.
He's got they are because he's all about the sizzle and not about the steak. And now he's kind of changing.
I don't know. Yeah, I think he's changing over his stripes of not thinking about the sizzle. I think he's anti-sizzle right now.
He's got enough sizzle. He just doesn't pay him.
Well, he did the sizzle. He got Eric Hendricks. There's your sizzle.
Aaron Altair. Greg, you hated Jake Cave too, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Like with a passion.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like-
Greg will hate the guy that you're like, why do you hate him? He didn't even do
So-
anything.
Like just,
I
just the
I don't
pedestrian
know if I
bench
hate
guy.
him.
Well, no, 'cause what happens is people fall in love with him, and they're like, "Why are you falling in love with this guy? He stinks."
Well, that's
No,
good.
I'm known to
know
do
if
that
I-
too.
So I
I'll
don't know
hate
if I him.
mediocre players too because there's a portion of the fan base that has no feel for sports that will like fall in love with a guy.
Yes.
like Paul Reed.
Or who was the
Stinks.
wide receiver that had all t-shirts made? Right.
Oh,
I went
Travis
after.
Fulgham.
Yeah, Fulgham Mania. Like the dude
Yeah.
stinks. Stop it. Can we stop? Can we
I
knock
don't know
it
if I
off?
hate him, but like I don't get the Merrifield love. Like he kind of sucks right now out loud.
No, but I like Witt. But I'm not gonna slam Witt for love. You right? You can't slam Witt.
You're
You're
starting to get a
anti-Witt?
little bit.
How you
Just a
anti-Witt?
little bit.
Me?
No,
No, I'm not
Come on, like,
anti-Witt.
you're anti-Witt. Like, who's
Well, because
anti-Witt?
from day one, all I heard people say is like, "Well, you got to send Rojas down to the minors. You got to start Witt every day." And I'm like, as of right now, Rojas is has a higher batting average and everything.
Well, I might. Did I say send the Rojas down?
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying
No,
I
I'm
heard
asking.
fun.
I'm asking. We've done a lot of
No, I
shows.
don't think you were there.
Right? I don't think I was
I
ever
was.
there. I think I was at where I want to see Witt play a lot, though. or get enough games. Like I think I was at like 4. I want him playing at least 4 times a week. Right? I think that's where I was, Greg. If I'm trying to like guess back where I was on that.
He's got a higher batting average than Nick Castellanos.
Not hard.
It's not saying much now.
He's getting to be a hate the face guy, which is justified.
I mean, Bryson Stott ain't doing much either.
Awful. Are you seeing these Padres uniforms? They're terrible.
Are they wearing their
They're
City
almost
Connects?
as bad as their songs.
Are they wearing the City Connects?
I don't know what they are. They're it's like 1970s Grand Theft Auto 3 get up. It's awful. Here's your boy Rojas.
Stud.
He hacks up there.
No, dude, he's so good defensively. Like, why would you not keep him here? Like, I laugh at like send him down. Like, dude, if a guy's elite, the game's played 2 ways.
Yep.
Well, I said this conversation. PY's heard me say this a million times. Right? I'm not smarter than anybody just because I coach.
Nope.
I'm not smarter, but I'm involved in the game more. But the game is played 2
one or
ways.
the other.
We always talk about like when you talk to a hitter about like or a player, like how'd you do today? They want to go right to their stats, right? Well, did you boot 5 balls? Like, did you know, what else did you do? Because the game is played 2 ways. If you're elite defensively, there's always a home for you. Like, if you're elite defensive shortstop and you just don't hit a lot, like, okay, you're still really good. Still matter. You know what I mean? You still play every day.
Oh, almost.
No, I thought he did too.
And the one thing that Rojas has done recently is he's having competitive at bats. He's not the 3 pitches and gone like he was early in the year. His at bats have become competitive, and you can live with that when they're competitive at bats.
He might have beat it.
So I said at the beginning of the year when it comes to Rojas, he could bat 150 and I'd be cool with it because he is so elite defensively and he's going to save you so many runs in the outfield that he's worth it. Like the fact that he's hitting over 200, even he's at 250 right now, is amazing. Above everything I need it right now.
Ooh. Got away with that one.
Did you say 150?
250.
Yeah.
250 you said, or 150?
No, he's at 250 right now. I said he could have hit 150 for the first few months of the season. I would have been fine with it.
That's low.
Yeah.
It is. But he's so good defensively. I don't need him to be amazing because I have so many other studs and pimps in this lineup. If we're losing,
I need you more Mendoza at worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be competitive.
If we're not like being a phenomenal baseball team, and you think it's because of Johan Rojas is hitting when the 6 or 7 other guys who are supposed to be elite can't get it done, like I don't know what to tell you.
No, I know what to tell you because I said that before. But he can't bat 150.
Yeah.
Right? Like he got bat at least Mendoza.
250, so we're good.
No, but I'm saying you got to meet that in the middle, Pete. You got to at least say he's got to be Mendoza. Mendoza's putrid. Like, are we kidding ourselves? Mendoza's putrid. If he's batting 150, I know he's really great defensively, but then I can't play him every day. That's what that becomes. Yep. Like, I can put him in the 8th inning, right? Put him in the 8th inning, but I can't play him every day. I can only justify it so much. There's a point where, okay, dude, you can't hit. But, like, 200, you still can't hit. But I can at least, like, you know what I mean? It's a little bit more competitive, like Greg said. You got to be a little competitive.
I mean, he's out hitting your MVP candidate right now.
I'm not arguing Rojas not playing. I'm saying that he can't bat 150. You cannot. There's certain things you got to draw a line. It's like, oh, you can hit 40 home runs, but you can wear fucking 5 balls off the forehead a game, and that's okay. We'll keep running you out in the field. Like, no, then I got to stop running you out in the field then.
Yeah.
Right? So at some point, you got to pull it off. But listen, we don't have to have that conversation right now because he's playing well. Right? So as expected by me, I thought he was gonna be fine. You know, I don't think he's going to ever hit it like an elite clip, but I think he's going to be.
You don't need him to, though.
Yeah, he's going to be serviceable enough at the plate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And once again, it's just one of those guys that you developed, and it's working out phenomenal for you. Like, look at what they're doing. Some of the guys they have in the minors right now. Like, you're developing for the first time ever. You're developing young players that are all like first round studs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure.
Who would have thought the Phillies?
We're coming up.
Good minor league system.
Yeah, we're coming up here soon too, boys. We're around the clock.
Yeah, we are.
All right, who are we gonna get that's gonna upset people? That's who I want.
Well, I still
if it's not Jeremiah Trotter Jr., everyone's gonna freak out.
Yes, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking like, you know, people's best available right now, most people probably have Peyton Wilson at the top of the board, right? Best available.
Him and Cedric Gray are right there with me. But I'm right there with you, Greg. That's who I'm shooting for.
And at this point, like two Chucks is, you know, I know he's mentioned it a couple of times, right? There's some medical issues that might be holding him back. At this point, though, I think you roll the dice. If that's the direction you're going, right? You have to make, obviously, the Eagles make the decision whether they like Gray or Wilson better. And then if it's Wilson, you got to factor in the injury and add him to what's his face that's already hurt. Why can't I think of his name? Jesus, I'm the worst at this.
Nakobe?
Yeah, Nakobe Dean. Yeah, add him to him, who's always hurt.
So Phillies just posted this. Last 5 MLB players before Schwarber to reach 100 home runs in this few games: Howard, Rodriguez, McGuire, Bonds, and Cecil Fielder.
It's a pretty good list.
What's that, 100 with the Phillies?
No, 100 home runs overall in as few as games.
For his career, we're talking?
Yeah, so he hit his 100th home run in 342 games. Howard did it in 325. Rodriguez 295. McGuire 230.
That's got to be with a team.
Yeah,
he's got to have more than 100 home runs. He had 50 last year.
Well, you know, we only had 38 the year before.
Yeah, but he played.
It's with the Phillies. It's with the Phillies.
Yeah.
He messed that up. He messed that up.
Wait, no, I said with the team. Yeah, with the team, the Phillies.
Okay. I'm clarifying. I'm trying to understand. Yeah.
We didn't hear that first part. You just kept going in, so we were confused. We're unconfused now. We're good. We're back.
Who is this? I don't know. They could really do anything here with this pick.
Yeah. Like, is there really a pick that would they make where you'd be like, no?
Running back?
No.
Blake Corum.
I would draft any of them. I'm not anti running back here, and I'm also not anti. I'll give you another name. I'm not anti Brendan Rice either. I'll go pedigree.
Roman Wilson.
I'll go pedigree.
I'll go pedigree I'll take a shot.
Troy Franklin's still there. Speed guy.
Marshawn Lloyd is a really good running back still on the board. Yep. I know Blake Corum is. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I feel like kicker and punter are probably the only picks that could upset me right now.
Who'd the Broncos
got
take?
Jake the Snake. We don't need a kicker ever.
Excuse me. It's Legatron over there.
Oh, Spencer Rattler from Dynasty. I take a run at the Rat Man.
Why? What are you guys doing? Shut up.
Jake's favorite player. So I would draft him just because I know within 3 seconds I'm getting a message.
Yeah, I was kidding. I think he can play a little bit, but Eagles definitely don't need it. We don't need another repeat of what happened.
Eagles are trading back.
Oh, really?
With Vegas, is that who jumped up?
What do you know? I brought it up.
Texans.
the Texans? Maybe Texans go Roman Wilson, or maybe the Texans are coming up for TJ Tampa to go with Stingley.
Didn't he just?
Okay, they're down to 86 now.
Ugh.
TJ Tampa didn't go.
No. Okay.
No. I don't think he did. No, he didn't go.
So they traded out. So they're not going to pick again tonight? Or
No,
is 86?
they pick at 86.
Okay.
So you move back like 10, 8, 9, 10 spots. I want to see what they flashed up and what we got.
Well, they already have a war chest tomorrow, right? They got a bunch of day 3 picks.
They got 86 and 123.
Okay. So you had another fourth.
They have a lot. They have a lot tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Speaking of glazing,
Is Bryce Harper hurt in San Diego again?
did he get hurt?
Taking the day off.
Big mammoth of a human being with the last name of Glaze just went. So where's Luke at?
All right, so we got a few more minutes here.
Yep.
Throw right into the runner, one of those. Oh,
With the hand?
yeah. The whole
Oh,
arm.
my God.
The whole arm. He's staying in the game, but it's like
It's San Diego, man.
it's that place. It's almost
the
like you
heck?
don't want him to play there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, don't play there.
He should add.
Go
He should add
with
his kid.
maternity leave now. There you go. I was with you, Rob.
Yeah, have your kid in San Diego. Stay home.
Who schedules a kid that be born like in the beginning of the season too? Like, come on, plan it out better. Be better, Bryce.
Yeah, know when and when, not the. You know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, be better. 9 months from now where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
So the Texans are on the clock for us. And we must be feeling good that there's going to be somebody that we like on or a position that's deep still in their opinion, that there's going to be some guys they like.
All right, gentlemen, I got to go. I got to be out. Dad duty calls.
All right. See you later.
Super Dad.
Yeah. Greg, you want to say hi? Want to say good night? You haven't said hi to the fam in a while. Come here. Come here. Say good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night. Partying
Go
hard on
Birds.
Friday night. I like it.
Yeah, he's getting late Friday night.
Yeah.
Stay up late.
Say go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Yeah.
See,
All right,
Greg.
let's hope they can still grab someone at 80. What is it? 80 something they traded back?
Yeah.
Let's hope they
Yeah.
still get someone good.
So 123, Chucks, they got two.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, gentlemen. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Later, brother.
Later.
And we'll ride this. Oh, I mean, what's the last pick of the third round?
90 something.
Yeah, it's 100.
It's 100?
Yeah, 100 even.
All right. I mean, they could even come back up in the third again.
They could, but they do have.
How many fourths do they have now?
I think 1 or 2.
Where's that pitch at?
I know they have 4 in the 5th.
Well, there you go.
So they could use a few of those because.
So you got 2 fours.
4 fifths.
This third coming up, and we got 2 fours, 3 fifths, and a 6th left. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks left. I would highly doubt that we're taking all of them.
Yep. Probably trade back a few more times.
Well, at this point, you're trading the next year.
Yep.
You would hope.
Well, they don't have they have limited assets next year.
Yeah. Yeah, with the trade back, you almost wonder if they look at the crop of linebackers that are there and see enough available that says we can move back, right? We can pick up this extra pick.
Yep.
And we like the plethora of linebackers that are there, right? Whether it's Wilson, Gray, Trotter, like we've been talking about. You have to wonder that they feel like that group is deep enough that they can move back.
Yeah, that's where my head is. I mean, I think
if Colson is still there, then they probably stay put.
Or they might not trade the first one if Colson's still there, right? To your point.
Mm-hmm. But that's why I brought it up earlier. I'm like, do they stay? Do they go? Do they try and get more picks just because?
Yeah, 120, 123, yep.
Once again, you're going to have an action-packed day 3.
I love it when umpires miss a strike 3 call. Like this ump did, and then it leads to a walk and then a single with 2 outs.
Gotta love it.
You know what I mean? It's amazing. It's like amazing. All right, so who just got taken? Callan Bullock, safety USC. So he didn't cover anybody.
Nope, they didn't play a lick of defense.
Nope, he didn't even show up.
Where did he
play?
USC.
Wow.
Brinks probably played more defense there than they did.
They didn't play much. Old Lincoln, he don't like defense. That's for sure.
Well, when you're putting up 80 points a game, they don't worry about defense.
Well, they needed to because they didn't win many.
6 and 5.
Caleb Williams had a crap year, so. Indy coming up. Indy's had a decent.
I thought they've had a nice draft so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can do this every year.
Right.
Get it.
Oh, thank God. Castellanos.
Gold Glover. Can't hit anymore, but he makes every play out there somehow.
He sure does, though.
He does. I mean,
and he definitely can't hit.
He's the only outfielder in the whole National League that didn't have an error last year. Crazy.
No, it's crazy to think that and know that. It's actually crazy to know that. But wherever you're watching us at, all right, hit the like. If you're watching us over on YouTube, hit the subscribe. Stay with us. I mean, we're right there at 10K. We're so close to 10K. Put us over. Who's going to put us over tonight? Come on.
Less than 20? Come on.
Come on. Let's go. Matt Concaves. Pittsburgh offensive tackle for the Colts. I feel like you can't go wrong. You're going to pick guy. Lyman. Yeah, I guess you can.
I just got a pic of Harper, my friends at the game. She's like, your boy just got hurt. Oh no, he manned up.
Oh, he manned up.
Yeah. Never does that.
No, they have a third. 86.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they just got.
More. Yeah.
What are they on here?
No, I'm excited. I love day 3. It's probably my favorite day of the draft.
I hate that it's day 3. Like, I just go back to 2 days. Go back to 2 days.
I hope because when they do the whole 18 game schedule, I hope they just make the rosters up to 75, make it 10 rounds. Let's have fun.
Oh my God.
Remember it all used to be on Saturday?
Yeah. Oh, that's
hey, man. You want to give me 10 rounds and 4 days of the draft? I'm Gucci. I'm a happy camper.
It used to be all Saturday, then it turned to Saturday and Sunday, and then it turned into this debacle. 3 days.
The money-making machine.
Let's make it 4.
Pete, I feel like you like the draft more than the actual season.
Oh no, I love football, but I love the draft. It's such a fun time.
I like recruiting in NCAA football more than I like actually playing the game. I like the recruiting side of it.
Yep.
That's so much more fun than the game. Which, by the way, comes out in August. I hope it comes out. TJ Houshmandzadeh.
There you go.
Right. They drafted a wide receiver, Jermaine Burton. He's from Alabama.
One of my favorite YouTubers is a huge NCAA football guy.
I still for a while, but I was still playing 14.
Yep, yeah, that's what he was playing. Not the X.
Denard Robinson.
With Denard Robinson cover. I'll tell you what, if you ever go to a yard sale, or maybe not so much anymore, but if you find somebody that's selling that for like less than $10, buy it.
Yep, it's such fun.
You could resell that for a couple $100 right now.
Really? I have it upstairs.
If you're looking to get rid of it, I bet you could get rid of it for a good.
I guess
for
Bryce
a good
is
piece
fine.
of money.
Bryce is fine. We're good.
Yep, he's good.
Just hit it to the moon.
Did he go yard?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went yard.
Oh, awesome. Giddy up.
He's all fired up.
All right, let's rattle these off. Let's just rattle them off.
Yes.
Rattle these off here.
Rapid fire. Let's go.
Yeah.
Jermaine Burton.
That's why I love day 3, just because it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I can't ever. I'm a big day 3 guy.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm a nerd.
Oh, I love it. That
I'm not anti it, by the way. Make sense? I just
you're just not going to sit down and watch it.
Like I have.
No. Yeah.
I'm not going out of my way for. I like days 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'm a first 3-round guys. There's a bunch of players that I know, and then there's going to be some guys on the back end that I may like a little bit, but I really care less where they go.
Yeah.
Day 3 and the undrafted dudes those are my bread and butter. Like those are like I have so much fun like looking over who's there, who's available, what's going on, who didn't get picked up.
I just look it up online afterwards for day 3.
Yeah, I could care less.
I get whatever.
If you hit a Hall of Famer, then good for you.
Cool.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
I mean, you got to be
Joe
special.
Milton.
You got to be special, kind of nerdy for that one.
That would be me.
I see you. I see you down there.
I won't let him hang alone. That's me too.
I know it is.
It's just fun. Like, and that's why I love the draft, because it's just 3 days of fun. Like the stress is not there, the pressure, the worry. Like you just get to enjoy it in its purest form for 3 days.
You know, we have been talking obviously really high of Howie and rightfully so, right? But he's now put himself in a position, and I'm sure he would want that position, but we got to win now.
Yep.
Right? All this is all fun. All this is all fun and good, but if we don't win, it's all for nothing.
I mean, whether they win or not is up to Nick and Jalen. Really.
Right, but Howie picked and hired them, right? You know what I mean? So now it's just all back to it. Now, just like everything this year, you know, is on Jalen Hurts from the offensive side of football, right? Everything on this team is on Howie Roseman right now. And so far, he's doing his job, right? He's doing a great job. It's just now, sooner or later, it's got to, this year, next year, right? It's got to pay off.
It's got to pay off sooner rather than later.
Yep.
You can't just be getting there. You got to win.
That's the goal.
I mean, he's also put himself. I mean, he's set the bar. The ceiling's the sky. I mean, like if we don't win the Super Bowl, like it's kind of like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
we're like at that point, which they'll be in the mix.
Yep.
Hopefully, I mean,
now you're hopeful.
Knock on wood.
I don't know. Like the next, like this year and next year, you're gonna have all the opportunities to get that done. Whether it's the draft picks or whether the fact that you're gonna have a lot of money next year to shape everything if you need it. Not saying they will, but if you need it, you're gonna have that $60 million available.
How do they have all this money? They just signed everyone. I don't understand how teams get themselves in this cap space situations that they get themselves in.
God bless them.
Like, is it that hard? I guess it is that hard. If only
look
one
at the
guy
Saints.
in the league.
Well, look at the Cowboys right now. That should tell you all you need to know, bro.
Yeah, they're not good at it. The Bills aren't good at it.
No, the Saints are not good at it. The Bucs
Saints
are
definitely
not
aren't good at it.
Well, here's the thing. Howie formulates his contracts in a smart way to where it's not going to murder him all at the same time. The Saints are just like, yeah, we'll move it down the year. Next year. We'll worry about it next year. And I'm like, no. Because eventually you have to pay that bill. And Howie he's paid that bill before. But like the Saints are just like.
It's a copycat league on the field, but no one copies how Howie does contracts.
Nope.
Why?
Because a lot of teams aren't willing to pay the dead cap that the Eagles are. Jeffrey Lurie is okay.
Wow, Brandon Marsh, such a pimp.
What do you do?
2-run homer.
Let's go.
Woo!
Such a pimp.
He'll sit tomorrow.
Yep.
PIM.
Yeah, is there a lefty? Is there a lefty pitching tomorrow?
No, but those two games. Do you know they're 5-6 against lefties because of Topper and his lineups?
Yep. It doesn't surprise me.
They're 5-6 against lefties.
Why don't you just play them?
It's truly amazing if they don't.
At this point, right? Like, it's one thing if you're the Dodgers of a few years ago where you legit have a righty-lefty team, right? You know what I mean? I don't get it anymore.
Pache and Witt and I don't get it either.
I'm good to get those guys at bats, but do we have to do them all in the same game? You know what I mean? Like, can we get, Pache or Sosa and Witt games throughout the week as opposed to all one day when they face a lefty?
Yeah, and then you just got AAA backup.
Wow, back to back. Nicky.
Stotty or Nicky.
Nicky.
First one of the year.
Nicky's first one.
Wow.
Really? That's his first?
Tip Riemann. Who the hell is
Maybe
this?
he'll get going now.
That'd be nice.
He hit a little bit in Cincinnati, but you're right. We need him to keep going and get better.
He can't be this bad. He can't be this bad.
He's borderline like send down to the minors bad. It's not going to happen.
I agree.
It's not going to happen, but he's borderline that bad right now.
Yeah, well, you need one to get you going. Sometimes you need that for. Oh my God, is it back to back to back?
Let's go 3 in a row.
Oh no! Oh wow! Stotty lined it deep, like right in front of the warning track, deep center.
And then Bohm's been on fire.
10-game hit streak.
Bomer.
Don't forget my bold prediction.
Oh yeah.
What was your bold prediction?
Was it Alec Bohm MVP?
We're top 5 at minimum.
Top 5. Top 5er.
I mean,
I don't think. What's his name? Christian. What the hell is his?
Christian Pache.
The pitcher. His name I'm forgetting.
Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah, that's it. Christopher Sanchez. I don't think he's getting the 15 games.
No.
Well, I mean, they're gonna do. I don't know where Taiwan Walker is or what the update is on him, but
supposed to come back this weekend.
Like, and I understand a lot of people who don't love that, but I'm like Turnbull. I think he's pitched exceptional, and he's been one of my blue chip guys as of right now. But I'm like, he hasn't pitched more than 80 innings in like 3 years. So like, I can 100. Yeah, I understand like their hesitancy with throwing him out there too often.
Mankiewicz was all over him when we signed him. He loved it. He had him in AAA.
Blake Corum went to the Rams.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that to you guys when I saw it earlier, but yeah, he did. Really good pick for the Rams.
Really good.
Who are obviously still competitive.
He'll team up with Cam Akers.
Kyron Williams.
Or
So
Kyron Williams. I'm sorry. Yeah,
do they stay
is Cam
put?
Akers even alive?
He's on the Vikings, I think.
Is that where
Do you
he
think
is?
Do you think they could possibly trade back a second time, or you stay put?
I think at this
No,
point
I want
you
to see
pick.
him pick. I want to see him
Especially
pick,
for
and
our
then-
sake, right? We want to pick.
If I sat on here all night and they don't take another pick,
Tom, they're going to trade back from 86 to 96. I'm calling it right now.
when we could have just left after Dijon,
Yeah.
we could have just left.
20
Because
minutes.
I did say we could call it a night. Remember, like, all right, I mean, night's over. We don't have to do
pretty
any
much.
more, boys.
All right, I go 5 years straight picking it because I said, I'm like, they're going to go get Dijon. That's my guy for this year.
Oh, P. I mean, the grade's an A+. And I'm not even and again, I'm not even as high on Mitchell because I was an Arnold guy more, and it's still an A+.
Yeah.
And I'm not anti-Mitchell either. I'm like, all right, I got to see him. You know what I mean? It's one of those guys that's got to see play. And nobody can tell me that they don't need to see him play.
Yeah.
That's one of those, like, everybody's got to see him play, bro. Play Toledo. If you were watching Toledo games, good for you. Like, you are a different type of degen. You know what I mean? You're on a whole nother
Wednesday night action.
Tuesday action. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you guys, but
Hey,
like,
Bet the overs.
I don't.
Bet the overs.
Legarius Ward, Legarius Sneed, Sauce Gardner. Like, these are guys who did not play at like A+ schools and were still
Sauce
really
Gardner,
good in the
Can we
NFL.
stop at the Sauce Gardner?
Yeah, can we stop with the Sauce
played
Gardner?
in a Power 5 conference.
it's a Power 5 conference.
Cincinnati, like,
It's a
come
Power
on.
5.
Power 5
It's a Power 5, Pete.
Conference.
You can't, like, poo-poo it when it's Power 5. Like, we're talking about the MAC is different. You can't compare the MAC to Cincinnati. The money's different. First off, facilities are different. Level of play is different. You going Power 5 MAC comp right now? You can't.
Sure,
You watch Sauce Gardner's footwork at the combine. You said, "Oh fuck, I want that dude." So like that. They're different. Nobody did that with Mitchell. Like, nobody was like, "Oh, look at his footwork. It's so great." Like at the combine.
All
like,
right,
it's just
All right, we're
elite
two
grade.
away.
you don't have a response to that.
Roman Wilson
He
to
doesn't
the.
because Cincinnati's not in the Power 5 conference.
Yeah, he doesn't have a response to it.
Yeah.
Thought he
I
would.
don't.
I don't
Roman-
even know
Roman
what
Wilson
are they
went
in the
to-
Big 12. I don't even know what conference they're in.
They were in.
What are they, Big 12 now? Or is the Big 12 even a thing anymore? I don't even know.
Yeah, I
Big 45.
Big 12. Well,
Briggs, I couldn't agree more. I have
It
no
was
clue what the
different when
fuck's going on.
Sauce was there, right?
I have no clue what's going on.
Cincinnati. I think they're in the American.
Either way, the Kelsey brothers came from there too. Like, proven how many guys came from Toledo?
Where's Chuck's to scream at me?
not many.
Kareem Hunt came from Toledo.
He did come from Toledo.
I know.
He's kicking someone right now.
Chuck's isn't here. I have to
Yeah,
defend.
I don't
him.
know how much I love that. But no, I'm joking. But like, I don't want.
Good when he was great when he wasn't in trouble.
He was good. Yeah.
All right. We got to be almost up here, right? Let me switch back.
Never.
They're
Great.
gonna trade back. I'm calling it right now.
Roman Wilson to the Steelers. You knew they were going wide receiver at some point.
What Steelers? I would never expect them to do anything wide receiver related.
They are now in the Big 12. You are correct.
Wow.
It's gonna be a good basketball conference because I think they took Houston, they took Arizona, they took.
I'm about to get UCF season tickets for football with all those schools coming in town.
What are they
Oh,
in
yeah.
now?
Are you
They're in the
ready
Big 12
for some
now.
football?
Oh, are they?
UCF.
Is that Lane Kiffin down? No, he's an Ole Miss. What am I saying?
No, that is it's the old Auburn guy, Gus Malzahn. Sweater vest.
Did
You know the
one
best
game
time to wear a sweater?
Never.
all
One
the
pick
time.
away, boys. One pick away.
Cleveland up.
Cleveland, the pick is in for the
Who do they
Browns.
better pick?
I think they're picking now.
Or are they?
Why, bro? Do you know something?
No, I don't.
All right.
Spiel it.
If you did, I'm like, just tell me. I'll just end the stream right now.
You know me, man. I love a little chaos.
Oh man, who do we take?
I'm
would
going
love-
Peyton Willis or Wilson.
Yeah, that's my guy right now. I mean, that's like you know, he's ranked high.
One of the linebackers at this point, right? One of the linebackers.
Top 50 pick.
Yeah.
Right? Top 50 pick. So you getting him at 86. You're getting a top 50 player at 86. That's a win. And a position
that's another A+.
Yeah, you can always use more.
There?
I'm sure
Why is he still there?
It's medicals. But, he was a tackling machine at NC State.
Yeah, I like him better than the other cat.
Cedric Gray?
Yeah.
Well,
just because
right?
I feel like UNC played no defense.
Yep.
So it scares me. Like you're your middle linebacker, your team played no defense. Fuck. Like how how good are you? Where I feel like NC State wasn't top. I'm not telling you.
Right.
They were
yeah.
But they have a pedigree of having good defensive players.
Yeah.
That's the difference. They seem to put out in the NFL good defensive players you can get from NC State. That's sort of proven, right?
Yeah.
They covered a lot of spreads last year.
What are you laughing at, Greg?
I think we might not be happy.
Why?
What? Joe Milton? Joe Milton?
No, God, no. We're not.
That's my guy. That's my quarterback right now.
We're not that upset.
That's my quarterback right now. I would take a chance on him if the Eagles don't have to, but
we already have the dude from last year, and then we have
they got McKay. They got Kenny Two Gloves Pickett, which I hate.
He's cheap and a top 32 quarterback.
He's cheap because he stinks.
Is he?
No, he's not.
A top 32 quarterback?
No.
Probably had him at 32, 34, whatever.
He thinks he's a top 32 quarterback when he's
I'll take Kenny Pickett over Marcus Mariota right now.
They traded out.
You're out of your mind.
That's what
Did they really?
Yeah.
I saw. San Fran's up.
San Fran just wants to keep fucking us in the ass. Right? Like this.
Where did they trade to?
We don't got that. I don't got that yet.
94.
Are you serious?
Is 94 tonight, though, at least?
Yes, 94 tonight.
All right, we're back. We're back. We're still in it, boys. We're still here.
So we're going for like another half hour at least.
I can't do this.
I jinxed this, Tom. I'm sorry. I said we were going to trade to 96.
You were off by 2 picks, Pete.
Wrong.
What'd they get back? They get back another fourth?
I didn't see it yet.
Well, with the way the linebackers are falling right now, I don't think he's wrong to do this.
No, I don't have a problem with it as long as you pick.
I just want to be on the air for a pick, and you guys are getting a little heavy.
We got 3 4s, 3 5s, and a 6th.
Wait. So we got a fourth back in this pick in this deal?
Yeah.
So now we have 3 4s?
We got in the 4th round, we got 20, 23. So what's that? 120, 123, and then 32. So like the last pick of the 4th round.
Wow. So we have 4.
Zach Minter. He was the guy that got hurt at the end of the year. I'm glad to see he got. I hate Michigan, but glad to see he got drafted, and he's going to a good spot too. Cleveland, they're going to be a really good offense. But he was one of their leaders on the offensive line who broke his leg real late.
Oh yeah, he did.
I think it might have been in the Ohio State game.
So yeah, they have 3 4s, 3 5s, and who cares about the 6? But
yeah.
Yep. So they gained 2 more 4th round picks tonight.
And
it's cheaper. That's the other side of it too. You got to factor in this, like you're talking about spending the money.
Yeah.
Right? It's a little bit cheaper.
Especially when you're like you said, Tommy, when you're extending all these guys, how do you stay cheaper? You draft the guys later. And I just keep wondering though if they keep trading back because they want some of these linebackers to go so they can take Trotter. And it doesn't feel like a reach. Right? If you're taking Trotter over Gray and Wilson, it might feel reachy, right? You know what I mean?
That's why none of these guys have gone.
I think so, yeah. It's crazy that they still haven't gone. I mean, Peyton Wilson is a 2nd-round guy, right? You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure.
Even TJ Tampa, the guy that ESPN has as best available. I mean, they went up for an offensive tackle, Dominic Pooney. That's who their Niners took. Dominic Pooney out of Kansas.
So someone suggested if Zinter is there for the Eagles, do they trade back? And that's an interesting
Zinter
one.
got drafted.
Well, no, I said he got drafted 85. If he doesn't get selected, do the Eagles stay put?
I don't know.
Yeah,
no, they probably traded.
I mean, they had the opportunity to, and they traded out, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, you're right. He just went the pick before.
Yep, and that's when they traded.
Could have been. They could have been just keying in on him. They are kind of up in the air at guard, but they have a lot of options. Like I'm shocked to see, like, especially when you still have Stoutland. I'm shocked to see some of their at least perceived uneasiness over the guard center position. You went and you signed Hennessy, right? Hennessy's played this league for a couple years. He can play both. Obviously, you drafted Juergens. Juergens is in theory your starting center right now, and you're gonna go Steen or Hennessy or put Hennessy at center and keep Juergens at guard, right? I think you have some options, so it's kind of strange to just see their hesitancy at that right guard position.
It ain't hesitancy.
And maybe it's the wrong word, to your point.
No, because they Kelsey retires, he retires. Like, right? There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So you brought in, you had a guy here, and then you brought in a guy who has started at least in this league to give you some. Like, I mean, I'm okay with 4 out of 5 guys on my line being really good and having one position where I'm just trying to get away with it.
Yeah.
I think you can live that way.
Steen was a second or third round pick last year.
Third, right?
Second or third. Maybe it was third.
He's going to be fine.
But you look around the league, I think we've been spoiled, right? We look at that hole at right guard, right, Tommy? And like you said, if that's our hole, then we're good, right? There's a lot of teams throughout the National Football League that would love to have that offensive line that we have.
Yep,
absolutely.
And
we might have a hole at center too.
And
we don't know that yet.
Over Steen and Juergens, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, and to be clear, we might have a hole at center. We don't know that yet.
Right.
But another Iowa guy. Right? Was he up Purdue or Iowa?
Juergens?
Yeah, where was Juergens? Nebraska? Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
Out there.
All in that area. Absolutely.
Farm country.
So as of right now, the Eagles have 3 4th-round picks, 3 5th-round picks, and a 6th. Obviously, the 3rd as well.
Yeah, it's a lot. And
you're going to have the ammunition to, if you want a guy, if you want to trade someone, go up and trade for someone, you can get him.
You're going to be busy tomorrow, Pete. You love day 3 so much, you're going to have you busy tomorrow.
Oh, it's a busy day at the dealership. I'm unfortunately just going to have to check in every now and then.
Is that what you do? You sell cars?
Yes, indeed. I work over at Hamilton Honda.
End of the month too. Uh-oh.
Yes, I got hit my quota. I just got a promotion at work. Things are going good.
Pete's hustling.
This is true.
So what deals you got over there at the Honda dealership?
Yeah. What can I get? What can you get me?
What deals? You ship to Florida?
Sure, yeah. We can send you over the driveway.
Send me over a driveway.
Oh, yeah. We work with them when we're trying to ship vehicles.
Okay.
Got nice leasing deals right now.
What's the point? I never understood the point of leasing.
It's if you don't want to be.
I loved it, but now I got bought into. I had to buy my last one. This one right now, and I despise having to buy it. It's a rip.
If you're messy,
the interest crushes you.
Yep.
Crushes your life.
Yeah. If you're messy, don't ever lease for any circumstances.
That's not true. That's not true.
If you're messy, if you're
eating a car dealer now because you know the truth.
No, yes. If you're eating in the car and it's all over the place, like it's gonna hurt you a little bit.
Bro, they can detail the whole world. They can detail the whole world. That don't even matter. That's like now you're talking 1992 talk when the lease first came out and it wasn't like a detail service in house. Like, you're out of your mind.
They don't want to spend money on that.
All right, so fine. You spend $100 to have someone come out and detail your car.
There you go.
And then you give it back.
Yeah, you can.
I'm just saying, I turned mine in like not like shit, but it wasn't clean at all. There ain't no problems. Nobody dialed me.
I guess I'm not the best person. I bought my Camry outright, so I didn't have to do a payment.
I got 10 or 11 more payments on my car, so I feel you.
I currently don't have a car.
Really?
Sorry to hear it.
No. Well, good.
I mean, do you need one? Like where your area is?
Nope.
Yeah.
Do you walk to the golf course, Greg?
I'm always with my dad.
There you go. Pop, give me a ride. Let's go.
So he's got a car. Yeah.
You still playing? You still playing all the time?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday morning. Yep. Cowboys went linebacker from Notre Dame, Lufoa.
I don't like that name. That's a
Morris Lufoa.
There's that linebacker that everyone, Eschenberg from Ohio State. A lot of people like him. I've noticed on the message boards and the Facebook chats. Don't know much.
Tommy Eichenberg or Eichenberg. Yeah, I mean, ESPN still has him rated as their 13th best linebacker right now. He did. I mean, he tackled everybody.
Like 13th, like before the draft started, or 13th of the guys that are still left?
13th of the guys that are still left. Like they have a guy from Temple, UTEP ahead of him.
Well, where's my guy Jalen Ford? That's my
seventh right now. Seventh right now.
I like that guy. He's good. Big and strong.
Top linebackers available. Marshawn Lloyd went to the Green Bay Packers. Running back. Josh Jacobs and Marshawn Lloyd.
Swear to God, if they trade out at 94, I'm going to flip shit.
Why? They'll have more day 3 picks.
This is true, but like...
The only problem now with day 3 is it starts too early. I'm not awake.
What do you mean? It starts at 12.
Yeah, I'm not awake.
Well, I'm up. I'll be up at 6 a.m. working out tomorrow before work, so...
Yeah, I don't do that. I'll be going to bed probably 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
That's the sleep cycle I'm in.
I go in at 9. I get up at 6. I pump iron for like an hour and a half, and I head in.
I wish I could do that.
You just get swollen and go sling iron?
Yep. Yeah, nice. Dude, in the last year, I've lost like 50 pounds.
That's awesome, man. That's great.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to try and grow taller instead of losing weight. Better chance to do that.
Well, no, like I didn't even do anything crazy. I just worked out a little bit more. I stopped eating, like drinking soda all the time and hot dogs, and like because I was eating candy bars for breakfast every fucking morning. So
I feel
attacked right now by PY. I feel attacked.
No, I have Skinny Pop every day. This shit is like ridiculous, man. Grilled chicken, like
I feel attacked.
Protein shakes, you know.
He attacked me with the hot dogs.
I love hot dogs, bro. I love hot dogs. But I had to reduce it a little bit. It helps because
every day of my life.
My dad lost like 300 pounds, so I was able to do some of the stuff that he was doing to kind of get on track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
300 pounds. Who's your dad? Frank the Tank Fleming?
Fucking motherfucker was 500 pounds pre-diabetic, and he put the work in.
Wow, that's awesome.
Good for him.
I joke with him all the time. I said, "Where was this when I was 10?"
Tampa Bay went Tyreek Smith, the kid from Georgia, safety from Georgia.
Well, you got to think they're not going to go secondary again.
No.
Eagles, no. I'd be very shocked.
I think they go linebacker.
I do too.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think they keep dropping back to see what linebackers continue to fall to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, what receivers are still there?
That I don't know.
Jalen McMillan, according to ESPN, Jalen McMillan is the top guy. Troy Franklin, Brendan Rice,
Javon
Baker.
Troy Franklin, what's up with that? I saw him on first-round mocks.
Yeah, I mean He must not have. I know he's a little small weight-wise. He's not necessarily small. I mean, he's 6'2", but he's only 175 pounds.
Right.
He's one of those joystick type of guys.
He can burn now, right?
Yeah. There's definitely some still depth there. So I would think they go linebacker here, and then one or two of their picks in the 4th round is probably a wide receiver. Here comes the Cardinals with pick number 90. Cardinals had a good draft, but they just went and drafted 2 Illinois guys. Like, what are you doing drafting Illinois?
Yeah.
Like, of all schools in the Big Ten to draft, you're drafting Illinois?
That's the one you want.
Cardinals went Elijah Jones, cornerback, BC.
It's amazing, some of the morons.
Yeah.
So as of right now, Peyton Wilson, Cedric Gray, and Trotter are still available.
Right.
Yeah, they might trade out again.
Tom, don't do this. Don't put this on us.
Please pick. What are we at, 96?
Yes. No, 94.
Yeah.
96 was my prediction.
Yeah, 94. We're up in 3 picks.
Yep. Or are we?
Did any Syracuse people get drafted for Wilson? Or no?
I don't think so. I don't even think.
Because they got that dude from Ohio State last year in the portal, right? That went to where do you go? Pratt, Archbishop Wood, somewhere.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah,
what's his? Yeah, I forget, McLeod or something like that.
Yeah.
He transferred out to Wisconsin. What's his face? Yeah. We are. Green Bay's back up on the clock. What's the Phillies score? Anybody watching?
7-1.
Phils?
Doing well. Yep.
Giddy up.
Who's pitching tonight?
Yeah, Nola. I think that's on.
Yeah, Nola day.
They're batting right now.
Yo. One of my boys just posted, might have to call that safety room Dawson's Creek. That's a good one. I like that.
Why?
It's a bunch of white boys. It's a bunch of white boys.
Yeah, I love Cooper DeJean is he's such an interesting social experiment.
So I wanted him because he's so versatile, but I also wanted him for the vibes.
Right. So you either valued him or undervalued him.
Yep.
For the same reason.
Yeah, he's a freaking Swiss Army knife, okay? The fact that you have him and CJ GJ in the same room, oh my God. Where's a dumb team I can trade James Bradbury for a conditional 7th round pick at? Come on now.
Nobody's that dumb.
There's always someone that dumb.
I don't think there's anybody that dumb.
We got the Saints. We traded with the Saints. We traded a long snapper for a 7th round pick. There's always someone dumb.
It's an important position. Snap the ball. 3 phases, Pete.
We traded Byron Maxwell and the dude from Buffalo to move down 10 spots, okay? There is always someone dumb.
That just shows you how much better I think Byron Maxwell is than James Bradbury right now. James Bradbury is a pig.
Yes, he is. But also, Howie Roseman could convince anyone of anything. The Colts gave a 1st-round pick for Carson Wentz, okay? Once again, that tells you everything you need to know about Howie Roseman's effectiveness in trades.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't have as much animosity towards James Bradbury right now as it seems like everybody else does. But
I mean, he was the worst cornerback in football last year.
I know. No, I understand. I watched the game. I get it. I'm just saying I don't have as much animosity as everybody else.
So I've seen more people say, "Oh, we're gonna trade Slay now than Bradbury." And I'm just like, "What are you talking?"
I just know there's a lot of dead cap space tied up
Yes.
to James Bradbury right now. So
Yep.
for those people thinking that he's automatically gone now,
He just might be here. He just might be a deaf guy.
Yeah, but isn't it like after June 1st? Like it's
no, it saves absolutely no money.
It saves some money, but it's still a lot.
Not
like
enough.
You're getting out for free.
Well, maybe
I think it's still $8 million.
We were also for so long my internet kicked out.
Oh my God, is that what happened with you?
Yeah.
I just thought you went to bed. I just figured, all right, calling it a night. See you guys.
I do got to get up early for games tomorrow, but
I was wondering what I was going to ask you before you got booted out. What time you start tomorrow?
I start at 9:30, but I'm in Mercer County Park, so it's like an hour from here, and you got to be there. I got to be there an hour early. Fucking throw BP, dude. I bought heavy balls, and we're 10-2. I might not move on from the heavy balls. We won 2 out of 3 tournaments we played in. I might just continue down the heavy ball road because I feel it makes you drive balls more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to stick through it.
And if there's not good cages, I've already told them I don't throw in crap cages. You guys are too old. Like I'm not getting
hurt. We know there's a lot of crap cages.
I'm not getting plunked. I'm not getting plunked.
Yeah.
I got hit in the head too many times with baseballs. Are we
Green
up
Bay
yet?
Green Bay went another linebacker. They went Tyron Hooper from Missouri. So they went back to that Missouri group.
That's
2 linebackers they took. They took Edgerrin Cooper, and they took this guy now too.
So Tom, they just updated Bohm's runner in scoring position, a batting average 462.
Yeah,
Makes
that's
sense. He's leading the team in RBIs.
That's
He
incredible.
would have let it. He probably would have let it last year if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
He had like $120. He hits like 20 bombs, but he drives them in when they're there.
Oh, for sure he does.
He had like
if you're going to hit 20 bombs, yep. If you're going to hit 20 bombs and driving over 100, I'm good with it.
Yeah, well, put you if you're batting over 300, it puts you in the conversation that I was talking about.
Absolutely.
Top 5 MVP candidate. And if you somehow lose 30, if you said you hit 20 but you lose 30, and you got like 40 doubles, you're in that
doing?
Yeah, you're in that conversation.
How you doing?
How you feeling?
All right, we're two there. We're almost there.
Did he just make a good play in the field, Bright?
Yeah, he just made it. Yeah, he dove. It was in the hole. He dove and stood up and threw the guy out.
Yeah, Brinks. He's the guy that we should love.
I do.
No. I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying in general, like he's a guy who's embraced the boo.
Made a sick backhand on the next out.
Yeah, he did. Hopefully, no one's
ever since he made all them errors at the beginning of last season, and he put that behind him, and I don't want to say he's a Gold Glover, but he's more than serviceable out there.
We're up next.
He does the job, right? And that's all you can ask.
Yeah. We're up next, boys.
Let's go.
Are we?
Please.
Tampa Bay went Jalen McMillian, so there's one of the wide receivers gone. Baker's got some weapons now.
Do they take Trotter now?
Good for him.
Baker's got some weapons.
Good for him. I'm so happy.
I would almost bet.
I like Baker. That's my. I defend.
That's my guy. It's always been my guy.
Yeah, me too.
I like Baker. I've always liked Baker.
I've always liked
Baker.
Baker.
His swag.
Me too.
I would also have to think Baltimore's in on the linebacker at this point too, to replace Patrick Queen.
Yep, that's a good point.
So
they'll draft the better. Well, they're going to draft the better linebacker of the two than us.
Yes.
So I think we're going to go back-to-back linebackers here.
Yep.
They'll take
if you want a linebacker,
and we'll take
you're going to have the
Trotter
opportunity.
Jr. and we'll miss.
I don't know if he's a miss, Greg. That's a little.
Missing the second round, yeah. Missing the third round, I don't know.
Oh, no. I think
Miss is a miss.
A miss.
Yeah, but I'd rather take a shot at him in the third round than the second round.
Well, I don't want to take a shot at anything. I just want to take the best player here. But don't worry, Baltimore will do that for us, Pete. So we're good. We're all right.
Pete, Honda's still making the Ridgeline, the truck SUV.
That was my truck, bro. Greg, that was my truck.
You talking about the RTL?
I don't know what that means.
That was my truck.
I love the Avalanche from Chevy.
Yes. Yeah, we have the Ridgeline, and then they got the Ridgeline RTL, which is nice. It's like a.
What's the RTL?
It's like a larger version, essentially.
Oh,
The larger version.
so like
What's
the
larger?
Escalade, like the Escalade package.
What's
Yeah,
larger?
something-
Because I know about the Ridgeline, so what's larger? You got 3 rows
I believe so.
and a
3
truck
rows
bed?
with a truck bed. That's aggressive.
Hold on, PY. 3 rows and a truck bed?
I don't think it has the bed.
Then how's it a
That's the
Ridgeline?
Ridgeline. That's not a Ridgeline then.
Or am I mixing it up? I probably
Dude,
am.
you're a problem. You don't even know your own cars.
Pete, you don't even know your own cars.
I mean, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. This is
Pete,
unbelievable.
what is going on?
This is unbelievable. I can't even have a conversation with
There's
you about
so many
cars.
different cars I'm looking at, man.
Oh my God, dude! Are you
You
excuse driven now? Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Hondas. You only got to worry about Hondas.
Yeah, you got so many cars. I know the Honda's better than you do.
I got 600 cars on the lot. It's hard to keep track of everyone.
Yeah, but there's
It's
only
not.
a couple
You don't have
brands.
600 makes and models. You don't have 600 different makes and models.
Honda only makes 4 cars.
Yeah, we act like they make. He acts like, well, Pete claims they made 600.
They make 600 different models.
I wish they did.
No, you
Make
don't,
my
because you
job.
can't keep track of the 4.
You can't.
It's unbelievable. I don't even want your card now. You almost got a great plug tonight. And look at you. Oh, Marshy again? No, line out.
Trying to help you move some cars here at the end of the month. When you're just
You worked at like a used lot, like my dad owned, and I worked at for years, and you have all different kinds of stuff going in and out.
Yeah, it's like a
every day.
mixture. 'Cause you got the new stuff, you got the used stuff, and you got the piece of junk stuff nobody wants.
Yeah, but you're only Honda, is my point.
No, they have all different kinds. You got the new Hondas, you got whatever your trade-ins are, and then you got like the ones that nobody wants. Like we have a 2000 Jeep on the lot right now.
Is it a box Jeep?
I
Houston
think so.
Christian. Houston Christian. Where's
Is that
that?
who Baltimore took?
No, where's that from?
Oh, is that the DN?
Is that the J-Lix Hunt guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I read a mock today. The Eagles were going to take him at 50.
Well, they took him now.
Immediately.
Are the Eagles or Ravens?
The Eagles.
The Eagles took Jackson J-Lix Hunt. We waited for that pick?
Yeah. That's what we waited for, babe.
Who needs
Holy cow.
linebackers anyway?
Yeah. Well, we know Eagles. They're going back to their bread and butter, right? With the linebacker or with the edge, the ends.
There you go.
So we have
Who'd the Ravens select? Let's see who the Ravens select. Is that
Probably-
dude's face for real? Oh my God. That dude had like a huge face. The guy in the crowd. I don't know if anybody saw it.
No, I'm just more.
Oh, another Penn State guy goes to Baltimore. Adisa Isaac. Maybe that's why they panicked and went Hunt.
he'll be a Pro Bowler
Adisa Isaac's pretty good.
this year.
Joins fellow Penn State Jonathan Owa over there.
Greg, do you think Chop Robinson's going to be good?
Yes. I think he's in a great spot too. I mentioned that last night. I think the 2 Penn State guys that went in the first round landed in really good spots. Fashanu up in the Jets, right?
Why are we doing this right now?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm still trying to believe it's not happening because it didn't happen on TV yet. But yeah, I don't know why we're now all of a sudden we're reaching.
Doing, dude.
We sat here and glazed Howie all night. Glazegate.
Glazegate.
No,
Now
dude,
we-
this is going back to shorts and t-shirts now. Like this dude didn't show up on the football field like that.
Workout warrior. That's
He's
why I asked you
converted
about
safety.
Chop.
He's a converted safety. They were D end. So do they feel like he can play linebacker? Is that their feel?
Well, the last guy they took that they tried to convert the linebacker didn't pan out very well.
Well,
Who
usually
was that,
doesn't.
Who was that kid from what? Missouri?
I just don't. such an it's like the 250-pound linebacker DN that's got to go against the fucking 320-pound guy.
Yeah. So he's another speed rusher.
He can't get air, dude. I just watched a little five, watch a little something of him, and it was not exciting. I'll tell you that. It definitely was not exciting.
Oh my God, the Eagles took Jelix Hunt. Holy crap. Yeah, he definitely doesn't look like he's your defensive end. But again, Tom, we gotta remember we're moving probably at some point moving to a 3-4, right? That's what Fangio runs. So maybe we're getting away from the traditional 3-down Brandon Graham type of defensive end.
And I don't want to hate it either because, you watch him, he can fly. So,
but kind of going back to our first pick, who the hell did whatever Christian play, right?
That's where I get it. It's not the player.
What's that? NIA, whatever.
I don't even know what that is. You gotta tell me.
I don't even know.
Is this
Houston Christian University. Houston Huskies. Houston Christian Huskies.
I mean,
they're 30-01 double A. So in the third round, we're going 1 double A.
So I hate it.
We're picking like Villanova, right? We're going there. We're going Villanova.
Yeah.
Draft the player, not the school. Fuck that.
Yes, you should always.
And he might be, he might be good, but yeah, there's too many. I think there's too many other guys out there.
That played against real competition.
Yeah, and I'll give him credit. At least according to ESPN, he was the 6th best available right now, according to ESPN. Right, so I'll give him a little credit there. Yeah,
he was a big riser on boards through the process, and I'm sure when they went and watched tape on him, as we just sort of did, that the dude flies around the football field. So listen, I'm not mad at it until he's not good.
Yeah,
like at this time in the draft, I'm not going to be mad at you.
Yeah,
dude, you didn't reach. You didn't have to reach. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. You didn't have to reach on your first 2 picks. So if you really think a guy has that kind of upside.
Sure.
That you want to take a shot and you have 3-4s and those linebackers are still on the board in a way and you can still move up, but you wanted to take a shot here, take a shot. Take a shot. Because maybe he turns into a double-digit sack guy and you're like, all right, that was worth it. You can move him all over the field. Because that's what he looks like he could be. I think he looks like he'd be a little Swiss Army.
Yeah, he was a huge combine guy.
Yeah, what was his 40? I bet he's flying.
4.64, 8th among DEs, vertical 37.50, 4th among DEs, and his broad was 10.8, which is 1st among DEs.
So he's super athletic.
Yeah, so he's like an athletic freak, and that's what they're. Well, he supposedly had 14 sacks in 2022. So
yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, he had 8 last year. So I think what they're banking on is probably like the athleticism, and maybe they can tap into what he was doing in 2022.
Quite possibly. And let's be real too. We traded back 2 or 3 times, so we literally didn't, in theory, reach at all.
Yep.
No, because we acquired 2 4s from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this process,
so they probably think that like some of the linebackers or other guys are probably going to fall to the top of the 4th, and they're going to have 2 4th-round picks to go up and get them.
That's what I just said. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I couldn't agree more because that's what
it's like Keely Ringo last year.
Yeah, listen, I mean, just the guy, the player itself looks like a freak. So we don't need him to come in and start right away.
No.
It's like a Nolan Smith year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you see him a couple times, there he is, but it doesn't matter. And then, like we need from Nolan Smith this year, we need a jump.
Yeah.
So
they go 120, 123, and 132 tomorrow.
Yeah. So Daniel Jeremiah just said that Jelix Hunt is one of Fangio's favorite players from the 24 draft.
Oh, that's a Fangio pick.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, listen, they didn't.
I guess that's sold, right?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't disappoint.
He knows more about defense than I do.
Listen, I mean, we got to be fair here, right? We talked about coming in and need to continue to upgrade this defense in ways, right? It wasn't like you have to draft all defense. We weren't thinking that, right? But in our head, we knew we did 4 acquisitions in the offseason, right? But there was still maybe some more we could add. And we had 2 highly touted corners fall into our lap. We're at 22 and 40, right? We traded up to 40, obviously, to get Cooper. Okay. But then at this point, you go D end, and who's probably going to get on the field a little bit is like your 4th D end.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, they addressed a weakness throughout this offseason.
They sure
because
have.
they essentially got 6 or 7 contributors. If you really look at it.
Yeah.
Because Cooper's playing. I hate to break the news to you, but Mitchell's starting. You know what I mean? He's starting.
It's probably him and Slay.
It's him and Slay, for sure. That Bradbury won't be here.
I think he's here. I just don't think he plays much.
Then he might not play. But either way, that's up for competition. He's going to beat him out. And Cooper's beating somebody out on the football field because he's too good not to.
Yeah.
With this defense. So, like I said, I'm not forcing him to go to safety. But if that's where it turns into, that's our best. That's the best thing for us. Maybe. But then maybe it's better for him to play a corner because when Slay isn't here, we're going to want him to play corner. Who knows? So we got to see how that all plays out. But I'm excited, and I think you can go and take a chance on a guy like this then, that has this high upside. Like, take a chance. Go ahead, because you have nothing to lose because of all the fourth round picks you have too.
Yep.
And all the linebackers that are still on the board, and you can still go up and get one of those guys. So, like Greg said, he's 6th ranked. Yeah, he's 6. If he's 6 on ESPN's big board right now, teams know the big boards, right? They're probably close to each other. So, if not higher. So, at the end of the day, take them now and worry about the linebackers in a minute.
And there's enough left that they're probably going to be there.
Yep.
Jaron Jones just went to the Jaguars.
Chrome said they announced him as a linebacker. We didn't have it on the sound on when they made the pick. First player ever picked from that school. That's crazy.
Well, yeah. I never even heard of the school.
No, I know, but it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, this guy's that much of a freak.
He's a super freak.
But he don't look 250.
Yeah, he looks a little malnourished. You might need to get him in the weight room.
Pat says, Dijon over Maddox in the slot. Well, maybe it's open competition, but like, if your team's better with Cooper playing back with CJ GJ for a year, then that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? Because your team might be better with Slay, Maddox, Mitchell, okay, and CJ GJ and Cooper all on the field at the same time. That's going to make your best secondary, you want to be honest. And I'm not Mr. Slay, but that's your best secondary.
Yeah.
So until Max gets hurt, obviously. And then it's like, okay, but I got to get Isaiah Rodgers on the field too, because Isaiah Rodgers is a good player. That's why you almost want Cooper to have to play like in the box as that like strong safety. And that CJ GJ is your roamer. That's how I go about it. Let him match up and just take away tight ends.
See you, Brinks.
See you, Brinky. Right? Take away tight ends. And yeah, we're not hearing sound, right, guys? So thanks, Bill. They announced he's a linebacker. All right. That's what I said, too, if you remember it. I said, what are they going to make him a linebacker?
Yeah.
Remember, Greg?
Yeah.
So either way, in a 3-4, that is a linebacker.
3-4. Yeah.
So, but he doesn't look like he's definitely not a middle linebacker. He's definitely a middle guy because he's never played there. He's played safety and he's converted. He's a converted safety to DN, which is crazy.
Yeah, runs like obviously a deer, right? Runs like a deer. So there's obviously some tools and traits that you can't teach. It's just a matter of if we can get it out of them now, right?
Yep. Key says Max just got her turning on the stream. Probably.
Probably.
Hopefully he joined us. Hopefully he's here. But again, I don't mind I don't hate the pick. I don't hate the pick until it proves it can't play in these rounds, right? In these rounds and what you acquired, take a shot, and you can still get one of these linebackers if you want him, and because he's not like a middle linebacker like tackling machine.
Yes,
he's a pass rusher, so that makes it real simple. He's a 3-4 D end. / outside linebacker in a 3-4 system. Yeah, Marcus, we would like him to address it. He says, can I please address the linebacker situation? Yeah, he's big, Bill. He's big. The school was like, why did he play there? Did he just get big overnight? Like, is the question like he wasn't a good football player up until his junior year? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, I need more information to really judge him. But give it time because, again, he looks like a freak. He looks like a freak. So I'll take a chance on a freak.
We have all these extra, like you said, we have all these extra picks. It doesn't hurt to take a chance, especially where the board is dropping with the linebackers. And if he announced him as a linebacker, then he is addressing it.
But
right?
Look,
we just might not like it, right?
And Rudy says, yeah, I'm out on Peyton Wilson. His left knee doesn't have an ACL. Okay. Yeah, then we'll take Cedric Gray then. But either way, when you look at it like best available here on ESPN, obviously TJ Tampa is the first guy who's fell. But you just look through the list a little bit, you see some good players, right? We talked about the tight end from Texas that we're interested in, Sanders, which would be a good pick. I like Brendan Rice from USC just because.
Yep.
Pedigree talk. Why not? And there's some other guys.
And I know Peyton Wilson has those medical issues, but I mean, he made a lot of plays at NC State. It's not like this ACL is something new. He's been playing with it for a while, or playing without it for a while. He's impactful now.
And Trotter's all the way down on this list. So
Trotter's. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a 4th round pick.
Yep.
I mean, it's funny because, TJ Tampa's a guy I like in this draft.
Yeah, but we went 2 corners, right? You're not going to triple,
Yeah, now you can't do it. Can't do it. But you made out like a bandit. Yeah. Yeah, round 3.
Or maybe you do, right? Maybe you do take another one there and just say, screw it. We'll make a trade or we'll do something with our, abundance of riches.
Yep.
We have a lot of options. And we're arguably the best team in the NFC. And I would say I don't know who's better. So, right now.
Oh, Peyton Wilson just went.
Is that
Steelers?
Steelers.
No, of course the Steelers. Yeah. Of course the Steelers.
Steelers don't care about the ACL.
All right, that's fine. We'll just super glue it together.
They'll take the chance. They always do.
As they should.
And teams like that usually get rewarded.
Yep.
No, we're not out of the 3rd round yet. The Rams are up.
That's so perfect for them, though. I mean, they take those guys.
Dude, there's some good talent on. And I even think the Lions are right there with us, the 2 best teams in the NFC. They're my two teams in the NFC right now. And Packers are like close because I think Jordan Love it took a step. And I think their offense is pretty good. But there's some other teams, don't get me wrong. I'm just like spitballing.
Yeah.
Right, obviously. Niners still intact, they're up there. But, I really look at us and the Lions right now as the most improved teams. And we lost 2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Because Fletcher Cox is a borderline Hall of Famer.
I don't think there's a borderline in it.
I don't do either. I was just trying not to be a homer about it, right?
Yeah. No, I hear you though.
Did you feel me there?
Yeah.
Try not to homer play them, but
try not to glaze them.
Yeah, it wasn't glazing. No glaze involved.
No glaze here.
Anti-glaze.
No glazed donuts.
Glazeless. All right. Well, listen, boys. We ran it almost 4 hours. That's almost 7 hours. Somebody asked if we're going to be on tomorrow. We are not. Right.
We
And
need a
that's when,
break, man.
and that's when we have all our picks.
Yeah.
Tommy, we have to prove that we are the best team in the NFC. No question. No question, Marcus. On paper, we're number 3, in my opinion. Detroit and San Francisco are still better, in my opinion, but we have potential. Yeah, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go there better. I think you can make the case for any of them. I get it. I think with the additions we've done and we've made, we're a little bit better on paper. Now you got to go play them, like you said, right, brother? You got to go play them.
Mm-hmm.
Martian, I don't know. It depends how my team does if we're doing a watch along for Game 4 Sunday. You know, if I lose and I'm home, I'm in. But if I win, I can't control. Can't control how the boys play. I can't tank.
That's prime pool time on Sunday afternoon.
Well, listen, we hope we hope you help us get the 10K. We're 26 away.
Oh, come on.
No, sorry. 16, 15. 15 away. 15, 14, somewhere around there away. Hit the subscribe on the way out. Turn your notifications on. Tell a friend to tell a motherfucking friend. Bill says another record for the Philadelphia Eagles. First team to ever draft a player from that school. Oh, yeah, shot.
Yeah.
I'll read anything on the prompter. Don says, hit that like and subscribe. And he also says, Tommy, Eagles versus Lions NFC title game. I see that. I see that. I see that. They're the 2 toughest teams, I think. And San Fran's there. I'm not taking anything away from San Fran besides their coach.
They're soft.
What did you say, Bill? Away from what? All right, quick prediction. Sixers win Game 4?
Yes.
Oh. Sixers are winning Game 4.
Without question.
Without question.
Yes.
Any news on Mitchell?
Last pick of the 3rd round. Washington. They'll never be the Commanders.
Oh, 10K, Bill. 10K on YouTube, baby. 10K. So, got any buddies? Tell them to subscribe. Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver from Rice. Christian's brother. Went to
the Commanders.
Wow. I don't like McCaffrey's in the division.
Yeah, that's not nice. That's not fun.
No.
Prefer you to stay out.
What's over? Out of Game 4. Yep. Game 4 is over.
Yep.
I think the Sixers win.
Yep.
I think the Sixers win. I think when your best player comes out and says after Game 2 that we're the better team, we're going to win this series, we're okay, we're good, and comes out and has a performance like that through everything he's going through, if that doesn't wake you up individually, then okay, and I can't. Then you're not a professional athlete. Then like that's got to wake you up, and I think that's going to carry over in the Game 4. And I think you're going to get I think you're going to get a lot of energy, and that's the key to this series. Who's got more energy? Who's willing to fight for more loose balls? Who's willing to get physical? Right? And Game 3, we were the more physical team.
Yeah.
So we got to bring that again. And I think we will. And I think he will. Luke McCaffrey's a really a pedigree pick too, because that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was okay.
And he's been converted too a bunch.
Yep.
Right. So Bill, what do you say about Game 4, Bill? Sixers Knicks. Who takes Game 4? Because if the Sixers win Game 4, I think they win Game 5.
Yep.
I think they win 3 in a row, and we're coming back for Game 6. And we're here. With a chance to win 4 in a row.
Yes.
I can see us losing Game 6 and having to go back up there for Game 7 because that's typical us.
Yeah. Be nice.
Sixers by double digits. And any news on Mitchell Robinson?
I know he left in a walking boot.
Yeah. Hope he stays in it.
Yeah, same.
I'll say it because they take cheap shots all the time.
Yeah, they're scumbags.
Yeah, and now they want to act like what he did was so egregious.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like it, But let's not act like, okay, I also don't want them to score. So you guys want to get rough, but then when we get rough, we're not allowed to. You guys are pulling jerseys, pushing guys to the ground, all that stuff doesn't get called.
Brunson's throwing elbows every other play, but all right.
Yeah, that's why he's not top 15. Because he just wants to bump into everybody every play to get a call.
Jump
he's
back
not really trying
people.
Yeah,
he's Trey Young. He's Trey Young, but left-handed.
Trey Young, left-handed, not as fast.
But more hair.
Mark says, why Dan Snyder have to sell? Yeah, I know. I know. What a killer. All right, well, round 4 tomorrow night starts. Eagles got, or tomorrow afternoon, sorry. Eagles got 3 picks. 3 picks in the 4th and 3 in the 5th, or 4 in the 5th.
3
and 3. Yep, that's
3-3.
3-3. So enjoy tomorrow. Yeah, DiVincenzo did the same thing last month to Kelly Oubre, and they cheered.
He's a dirty Villanova loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're winning it too. I'm not out. I don't think the Knicks are good, but I also don't know how good we are. So
we're about to find out.
We're gonna find out tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got the great thing is we got till Sunday. So all right, boys, great show. That's PY. That's Greg Milakovic. I'm Tom Arnone. We love you. We appreciate you. Hit the like and subscribe, baby. Fly Eagles, fly. Almost 4 hours.